And we're live here on the Automotive Edge radio show, Facebook
30
page.
seconds.
About to kick off on the Talk Radio 1190. That was Maddie Gomez, our producer, giving us a little heads up there. See what we got going here. Find it.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Got that going there. 10 seconds. You got your phone going yet, Mr. Chase?
Welcome to the AutomotiveEdge.com stadium. It's the bottom of the ninth inning with 2 out, man on third, and Team Consumers are behind by 1 run. At the plate for the Consumers is Kurt Chase. The count is full. Joe Bag on the mound, waiting for the side. He goes to the stretch. Here's the pitch. It's a long fly ball. Hit deep in the left center field. It's going, gone. 2-run homer. Another great walk-off win for Team Consumer by Kurt Chase at the AutomotiveEdge.com.
And here we are. Barely.
Well, he.
Figure I'd have a sneeze fest before we go on
That
air
was
live.
nice.
Right?
I'm sure everybody loved that.
Yeah. Here we are. The Automotive Ed Radio Show today live. Burleson Nissan, 35 on Renfro Road. And we're going to be here to the noon hour. Come on out. You won't see discounts like you're seeing right now at Burleson Nissan. It is absolutely incredible what they're doing on these vehicles, from the Pathfinder to the Rogue to the all-new Kicks. The 2025 Kicks is out. And if you haven't seen it and you've seen the Kicks before, I'm telling you, it is night and day difference. If it didn't have Nissan and Kicks on it and it came by, you wouldn't know what it was. That is what you call a totally redesigned vehicle. And it's here today from the Frontier, the Armadas, every Altimas, Nissan Versa, Sentras. Justin Crane, general manager, manager partner, he's got them priced to move. If you're looking for a deal on a new vehicle today, head to 35 on Renfro Road here in Burleson. I live up in Tarrant County. It took me 35 minutes to get here. So come on out. Take the Renfro exit, come underneath the bridge, and wow.
So you're going to be all right today?
I just can't get it together.
Do we need to call 911 or what?
Wow. What a tough start right when the show goes, right? So how do people get tuned in today, Bo?
Well, first of all, we're on Talk Radio 1190 AM KFXR, which is a Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex radio station, which is an iHeart Media Network station. You can get us in the area there, or you can download the iHeart Media app and get us from anywhere, the radio show, or you can join us on our social media sites on Facebook at the Automotive Edge Facebook page, or then you can find us on our sister Facebook page, Shifting Gears. We're also on Kurt's LinkedIn page, Kurt Chase LinkedIn, and also live audio and video as well on YouTube, and that's the Automotive Edge Radio Show. So if you go to YouTube, be sure and search the Automotive Radio Show. You have to put radio show in there to really actually get there. And then I'm on my personal page, and we're on Kurt's personal Facebook page. So a lot of different places to get. We got people tuned in already. Ron Weiss says, I'm here early today getting ready for the OU Texas game. He says he's a Booner Sooner.
You know, they say that is the #1 regular season college game viewed.
Well, it's been around
the highest tickets in town. The average. What do you think the average ticket to the OU Texas game is today?
$500.
Oh no, not that much. They start way up on top, $280.
That's still high.
Oh, it's the hottest ticket in town. Already pre-sold. They said the crowd this year is through the roof. It's going to be could tie the record all-time temperature in October for the game at 97 degrees in October.
Wow, that's a little rough.
So, yeah, Texas is a 15-point favorite. They're
Well,
going to blow them back. But you know what?
Oh, they were still number one? Or
Oh, yeah.
They went back to number one.
And I'm going, you never know. When it comes down to the Texas OU game, I remember
Any
when
of those kind of
Texas
games like
was
that.
horrible and beat the snot out of OU.
And
So
another way around.
it's a different game.
It's always another way around.
So, yeah,
too.
kickoff 2:30 today.
Is this the last time they're going to be doing it at Jerry World?
It's at the Cotton Bowl.
I mean, are they going to continue there?
Yeah.
I heard that they were not going to do that anymore.
Well, there was, the big talk, but they spent all that money on the restoration of the Cotton Bowl. And so they upgraded it. And now they're saying the Dallas City Council is meeting because the fairgrounds is losing millions of dollars. They're not making any money.
Right.
And so now they're talking about, do we just scrape it?
You're talking about the state fair of
Yeah.
Texas? Is
With all the grounds there.
Right.
Because everything needs to be upgraded. All the place where they do all the
Suites,
shows and everything, just on the outskirts of the stadium or in disarray.
Right. They probably haven't touched it in years.
Yeah, and they don't have enough venues down there. But you know what? The crime down there is horrible.
Mhm.
Parking down there, you got to be real careful where you park down there.
No doubt.
And so you clean it up, you fix it up, and you take care of it, and then more people will come. They like venues where they get out of their car and they're comfortable coming to and fro. And
well, it's not really.
I hadn't been at State Fair in 20 years.
Well, I've been sooner than that, but it's not easy to get to either. Those roads, the way they are down there with Martin Luther King, and they don't go north, south, east, and west. They kind of go, I don't know, just weird. And if you don't really know what you're doing, you can get in a tight spot pretty quick.
I'll never forget one year. I used to work it every year when I was working dealerships, and I'd work the car show. And there was a big thing on the news. These guys were out there in nice clothes, had to sign up valet parking. They were taking the keys and leaving.
Oh, sure they would.
They weren't parking them cars. They were parking them down the warehouse and stripping them. So these people were coming out of the fair, and they took in, I couldn't tell you how many cars. And, back then it was very inexpensive, $10 valet, whatever. You're like, heck yeah, the State Fair, hand them the keys to their car.
Well, wouldn't that thwart you from ever wanting to go back?
Well, sure.
I don't. The last time I went was probably about 5 years ago, maybe less. And it was just the same old thing as it was 4 or 5 other times I went. I just don't get it. And everything's so blooming high, and it gets higher every year. Each ticket, you can't buy anything without a ticket. That's right. It doesn't matter. Food, item, good, whatever. You got to pay with a ticket. And each ticket was $1.
Yeah.
My brother went, his wife, they spent $500. I said,
wow.
What'd you come back with? He said he doesn't even know. He didn't come back with nothing. Little food.
A need for Pepto-Bismol.
A need for that. I mean, some of these items that they would buy food wise would be like 8, 9, 10 tickets.
Yeah.
For a corny dog or something. I'm like, dude, you can go down at Kroger and buy all
the whole box of them.
for a lifetime for $20.
Yeah, last time I was there, my daughter was little and she had an accident. We went to the car to change, and I wound up getting into it in the parking lot.
Wow.
Guy walked up and he goes, hey, and it got a little too close, and I went off and told, hey, get in the car, started up. And
well, that's what happened when we were going into the fair the last
ugly.
time. We're taking Graham and Purple Haze with us, and we parked inside, but we were walking to the actual gate, and there was a couple ladies they were yapping at each other, about ready to get into it. I mean, they were getting real close. They were spitting at each other's, like so close, they're getting each other's spit in their face. They were getting after it.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. Times have changed so much. I hate looking over my shoulder when I go somewhere.
Yeah. Well, and you'll really want to do that. And that maybe inside the fair, not so much, but in and out of it.
And I always want to be Big Tex.
Well, the other thing is that you still got to get there if you drive, and then you got to leave. I mean, you're just worried about having a flat tire or breaking down, and it ain't a good spot to have any of that problem.
Yeah, my buddy, he said his family took the train down. He's the worst thing he ever did.
Bad. It was. We've done that before too.
He goes, never again. He said it wasn't so bad getting on the train where he was at, but when they got down there waiting for the train to come up to get on, it was
I took it once from Denton, I believe is where we took it from, and went all the way down, and you had to go into Dallas and change to another train. There to
Yeah.
take you actually into the fair. And we're in downtown Dallas on these crazy trains, weird looking people. I'll tell you that. And I was one of them probably. But the bottom line is that, it's
I just wish society would get back to where we can enjoy coming and going and doing as we please. That's what,
well,
bothers me.
I don't know how that's ever going to happen. I think we've passed the point of no return.
When the good Lord comes back and cleans the
Oh,
place.
that's probably it, because I don't see it getting any better. Our government has allowed people to be thieves, like in Dallas County or Dallas City proper. Maybe if you steal anything less than, I believe it's $1,000, they don't do anything to you.
And then our best chief of police is leaving.
Well, why wouldn't he?
Eddie
Why would he?
Garcia headed to Austin.
Well, because he's going to be in a rude awakening down there. I hope he got a big raise, because if he thinks Dallas is bad, he's going to find out something else down there.
Yeah, I was down there meeting with a bunch of dealerships in Austin, and it's like a culture shock.
I can imagine.
I mean, it was completely different. I still enjoyed the restaurants and got great barbecue down there. Really cool dealerships, state of the art. It's just a different deal down there, but he'll be well missed. Well, hey, we got
Janice Henry. Good morning. She says, y'all, we're glad you could join us. Appreciate that.
Got a great show coming up for you to really cover a lot of what's going on in the auto industry. So many people are on the bubble right now because of the election that's, what are we, 3.5 weeks away?
I'll be glad when it's over, brother.
And
one way, I'm at the point I'm so beat down by all that. It's one way or the other. Let's get it done.
So when I talk to a lot of people about buying cars, and for everybody that doesn't know this, I've been doing this for 36 years. A lot of it managing dealerships, selling cars, and now 21 years next month on the radio.
1 minute.
What do you think? One of the big questions I'm asked when people want to talk to me about buying cars
Down there?
here.
Oh, they probably just want to know, the number one thing is probably the interest.
Interest. Okay. And price. And then what do you think another question is now?
Am I getting a good deal?
Before I buy, who do you think the next president is going to be?
Oh,
You wouldn't believe it.
they ask you that question?
Yeah, because of interest rates and inflation and
gotcha.
going. I was like, folks, I have my prayers every day on who I'd love to
30
see
seconds.
Be the president of the United States. There's no doubt in my mind who I'd like to see. Things would change drastically, because when you're energy independent, everybody prospers. Everybody prospers. So with that, and I'm blown away by, hey, by the way, before I do anything, who do you think is going to be the next president? I'm blown away by how many listeners and consumers, when they contact me, ask me that question.
We're going to be blown away by Matt if we don't take a break.
No, we had 30 seconds.
Yeah,
That
we
doesn't
got
mean-
15.
that
Nah,
doesn't
it's
mean
been 30
hang.
seconds. Tips go.
Here we go. A quick break. Don't go away.
I told
We'll
you.
be right back. Hey, everybody. Who do we have here? Marcus Tilson. Good morning.
Tilson.
That's what I said. Tilson.
You said Tilton, I thought.
No.
I think you did.
I
think you did. Marcus, forgive
Give me a flag. Throw
Yeah.
the flag.
Barbara Ann wants me to do that all the time now. She says, you need to get one of those challenge flags and throw on Kurt
That's what
all
we
the
need
time.
to do. I'm going to go by.
One of those.
Do you remember what Academy was before it was Academy?
No, I don't.
Oshman's.
Oh, really? Was it?
Yeah. Can you believe
Oshman's
it?
was a great store. I
Great
didn't know.
store.
I didn't know that was the case.
Yeah. Oshman became Academy.
Well, Academy is one of my favorite stores.
I love it.
It's a great store. Way better than any
I'm
of the
going
other
over there
ones
to
out
get a flag. They got the referee flags.
That'd be great. But need a revenue for the challenge, though.
Yeah.
Marcus says, I forgive you, Gert.
Wow. I said, Tilson, don't listen to Bo. Marcus, don't. Gert, thanks, buddy. Thank you. Why do y'all believe Bo so much? I mean, y'all got all your stock in Bo.
They know that I control the things over here.
He adds to the fury is what he does.
Yeah.
What a,
great
what
day.
a nice aroma when we pulled up today, huh?
Oh, I'm telling you, man, I was getting a little hungry. I don't normally eat breakfast, but man, that smell was changing my attitude a little
Walk
bit.
over. Hey, can we get a couple of slivers of turkey
Oh my
breast or
gosh.
some brisket?
Hard Eight Barbecue is like right next door. So come out and get some barbecue and drive a Nissan.
Well, just think right next door, directly next door is Harley Davidson.
Mhm.
On the other side of them is Hard Eight. Do you know how mad those guys are? Every one of their motorcycles for a month smells like barbecue when you take it home.
They go like, this just doesn't have that new motorcycle smell, does it?
It smells like
Yeah.
still smells like brisket, honey.
Probably a long time too, that grease smell.
Yeah, everybody. There's a couple of businesses that tried to get them to put filtering systems and blah 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 on it.
How you can I don't know how you get rid of a smell though like that. Can you?
You can't.
No.
You know those guys that you just think about. They go home and I mean, how do you get that smoke off of you?
Graham's mother used to work at a barbecue place in wherever they were from up there, and it stunk so bad when she come home. It was horrible. I mean, you can't wash that stuff off.
Oh, it wouldn't. I don't think it stink. Just
Oh, it's bad.
smell like barbecue.
Yeah, but when it's been on there for a while all day and then come home, it
I don't think it bothered me.
It's
If you had a woman with you that smelled like brisket, is that a bad thing? Honey, I'm home.
Now you put it that
are.
way. I don't guess it is a bad thing. Yeah,
Did you bring the sauce?
Yeah, there you go. That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golly, I love you, Gert. I can't. I'm just having a hard time. I can't quit looking at that.
Beautiful.
That's right. I've been called worse. Just don't call me late for supper.
30 seconds.
Oh, coming back.
Yeah, Maddie takes a week off, and then she just becomes very authoritative, doesn't she?
Well, she knows how we struggled last week. We want our starting quarterback back.
Yeah, I sent him a message of a lot of the instructions because I definitely sent him one before I left.
Hey, Maddie, I want you to know Thursday, your dad called me fat.
I'm not sure. What?
Yeah. He was back in the office, and I went back there, and I sat in a chair, and he goes, hey, that chair has a weight factor. Can you believe that? Your dad. And I always
do
tell
believe
your
that,
dad I love
actually.
him. And then he talks to me about being fat.
I definitely believe that he said that.
Yeah. I was
I
like,
can
golly.
believe it too.
I hear you. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of the show is brought to you by Classic Buick GMC Arlington. Go to classicarlington.com. That's classicarlington.com. As for Jermaine, Jermaine's the new car director out there, right there at Collins and 20. And they've got low APRs. They got a few 2024 pickup trucks left. Now, if you were looking for a heavy duty, a 3/4 ton or 1 ton, let me tell you what, you're not going to get a better deal than you're going to get at Classic Buick GMC Collins and 20. Jermaine's the guy. The guy is as positive a person as you'll ever want to be around. And God, family, and career, he'll tell you this guy is he's the real deal when it comes to getting a new vehicle. Their Hummer leases are unbelievable. Their Buick line, big discounts, great lease programs as well. And they are really, really working deals to get rid of the 24s for the 25s. So everything kind of got pushed back a little bit. Usually around June, July, you really start seeing the 2025s heavy. Well, obviously, with the way the economy's been, they're coming in a little bit later, but his are coming quick now. And so to make that deal, make it today at Classic Buick GMC Arlington, Collins and 20. And as for Jermaine, let him know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show and make your deal. He's got a good selection of the Denali's with all the different lineups on it. So you have your Yukon, your Yukon XL. And I think he's got like a half a dozen left, and he's got thousands and thousands of dollars of discounts on these things to get rid of them, to get the 2025s in. And there's not a big change for 2025 coming in going, oh my gosh, it doesn't look the same, or I bought this old model, whatever the case may be. He's got you taken care of. Classic Buick GMC of Arlington. Go to classicarlington.com. All right. Well, coming up on the show, we're going to have some fun. I've got
We are?
yeah, I am. The funniest car names in the history of the auto industry.
Oh boy.
Buddy, I was looking at them, and when I started reading them, I couldn't believe that they were really names. And I did my due diligence and research, and it blew me away what the car manufacturers in the day to current have named vehicles. I didn't get it.
Yeah, it's been, well, we talk about the Carnival already. That's one that you just kind of shake your head about, but it's a fantastic vehicle, but just the name doesn't really sound like something that would be great.
Yeah, when I got the memo on the Carnival, I went, "Why'd y'all do this? Why?" I mean, out of so many things that you could name a van, but it's funny. So I'm standing there, and the guy goes, "Okay, what would you name it?" And it really, I'm not sure.
Well, you'd have to have a second or two to think about it. You can't just reel it off right off the bat unless you already have an idea. But
yeah, and the whole time I'm driving, I come back from the test drive. He goes, "Okay, what's the new name?" And you still can't think of a total name. You know, I went, "Well, I'm not real sure." He goes, "Okay, then it's Carnival."
Well, you could call it Circus.
That's right. Yeah, Barnum and Bailey. I mean,
there you go.
But anyway, we have that, and then we're going to be talking about where the real deals are, because there's some manufacturers that are so far behind the eight ball right now with great cars, but their day supply is piling up.
And what do you think the reason for that is?
Interest rates.
I think people are waiting to see what's going to happen with this election.
Yep. And so there's so many people that are on the bubble right now. They call me and go, "Hey, Kurt, what do you think?" And I said, "Well, here's the deal. If don't carve in stone what I'm about to tell you, but I've been doing this for a very, very long time, and I'm telling you, it's real simple. If Donald Trump becomes president, you're going to see things change so fast, it's going to make your head spin. Because he's going to open up the pipeline, drill, baby, drill. I've heard him say it. And I will just tell you, there's a lot of things that come out of his mouth I wish didn't. But his bottom line results are phenomenal. Say what you want to say, curse, yell. I hear people. You wouldn't believe how many friends don't associate with me anymore, how many family members from up north and out on the West Coast don't even talk to me anymore because they're so dug in, deep trenched in
of hate
to being a Democrat. And you know what?
Well, it's also the hate for him.
I wish there was no such thing as a Democrat or Republican Party. I wish there was no such thing.
I agree.
We have the United States Congress. We have the House of Representatives. We have the senators. That's it. No Republicans, no Democrats. One nation under God. We all come together. Then you pick whoever you think is going to be the next best president, and you run, because all of this money that's being spent, you wouldn't believe it. I saw a number, and it about choked me.
For ads, for getting votes, you mean that?
Across the board, whether you're running for Senate, president.
It probably shocked me. Or probably wouldn't shock me, but either way, it's a lot.
They say this year that $4.5 billion will be spent on the election.
Wow.
$4.5 billion. And you know what the least amount of money is spent on?
Telling the truth.
Yard signs.
Yeah, I've seen a lot less.
They're showing all these people that are running over signs.
Yeah, that's the problem. There's no reason to put them out because people are robbing them, stealing.
I love the guy in Oklahoma. He's being sued. Everybody that's tried to pull his Trump sign out, it's electrified, and they're shocking them, and it's knocking them on their rear end.
I saw a deal on Reels where this guy in a truck was going to run over a Trump sign.
I saw that. It had all the nails in it. How about that?
I love that.
That was great.
Keep running over those signs. See what you get. That's what you deserve.
How can you have that much hate in your heart?
I don't know. It's just the way it's the way we're run today. It's the way
It's because you're buying all the outlandish media lies.
Well, that's the culprit.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I wish that we could actually have is some way to where you have that, if you lie, buzzer goes off or your pants go on fire. Or what
Would you see the Ted Cruz commercials? Watch the mouth, because it's AI generated and it's not even his mouth.
Really?
It's unbelievable. Yeah, you see Ted Cruz and you see this fake mouth moving, saying things. You're going, But it's legal if you're a federal
So,
employee, you can get away with it. But me and you, man, we're going to get a knock on the door.
Yeah.
But anyway, the auto industry, if you get out and vote, and I hope and pray that you're registered, because you had to be registered by Monday. Get out and vote for prosperity, not because of what people say. Vote for prosperity. And he brings all the prosperity. His 4 years, he's tied up for 3 years in impeachment hearings, and they were trying to keep him off from being the real president, which he was the real president.
Well, I know one thing is that if people have been living like I've been living for the last 3.5 years,
Yeah.
I mean, everything is so unbelievably high in these grocery stores. Interest is high, like you're talking about.
I've been a coupon shopper. I've never used
Purple
coupon
Haze
before.
has gone to coupons. I mean,
Man.
she's saving a bunch.
And the coupons
too.
that used to be $1 now, quarter, but when you start adding them up, the other day I saved $16 at the store.
She's doing the same thing.
That'll get you a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think a lot of people will probably having to resort to that.
Yep.
Because I know that a lot of at least middle class Americans, if they're running with 2 vehicles and 2 or 3 vehicles, maybe they got a teenager and a house payment, and then all of a sudden you get hit with all these high prices in the grocery store and just everything high. It doesn't matter what it is. There's nothing that I've bought in the last 3.5 to 4 years that is not at least double what it was back then.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Well, the auto industry, what concerns me the most is the auto industry is the largest employer in the world. And when people are not buying cars and the inventory starts going up, it's gone down a little bit. Amazing in the month of September. We're getting close to 2.9 million cars in stock. Is at 2.71. And so everybody is just on the edge of their seats wondering who's going to be the president and do I spend the money? And that's a great point, because we know what you need to do if you want to spend the money and have 4 years of relaxation. It's real simple. I look at the bottom line. Forget, the hairdo and the what comes out of people's mouth. I'm looking at my bottom line. And the bottom line, when interest rates were 0 for 72 months, the discounts were there. The dealers were turning their inventory regularly. And then what does that mean? The companies, the accessory companies, the tire companies, the service departments, the oil companies, everybody was prospering for the largest employer in the world. And now they're talking about laying people off.
What about our world situation?
Yep.
30 seconds.
That'll all come to a kibosh. Let's take a quick break. When we get back, we've got a whole lot of information to make sure that you are on top of your game when it comes to your automotive needs here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
Ronnie Swain, good morning, brother. Sean Harkness, glad to see you here today, buddy.
Hey, Sean. Ronnie Swain. Good morning. I just hope it's a good football game at 2:30 today. I don't really care who wins. Do you?
I'm not a Longhorn fan. I hope they get blasted. Oklahoma comes here and wipes their
Why? Did you bring breakfast?
Just for him? Yeah.
Why are you so hating on the Longhorns? Do you have a bad experience there?
Well,
I get kicked out of the school.
I look at it similar to how a lot of people do when they grasp hold of a Democrat Party and they never change and learn nothing.
Yeah, but what happened
when
to
I
you?
was raised? My whole family, that whole area was Longhorn fans. Yeah, that's all. It was it. Like Cowboy fans. You were a Longhorn fan or you weren't nothing. Well, when I started watching the things that they did.
What do you mean the things they did?
Well, I mean, number one is that every time that they would get a
man, you know what I'd give to have a hairdo like that?
How about a beard like that?
Man, I'm telling you, I would give my right foot.
Come take its right foot. See if the hair grows.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So will you scarred? I hope Ohio State can beat Oregon. You know what? That's going to be a great game today. I think Ohio State, Oregon is going to be a better game than Texas.
Oh, that probably is. Yeah.
So were you assaulted on the campus or?
Well, that's an arrogant bunch down there. I can tell you that. And they are one of the most liberal colleges there is, number 2. And 3,
It got voted the number 1 party in college in the nation.
well, that might be one thing that would sway me, but
What? I don't understand.
Because all right.
What's college isn't arrogant. When they come to the field, the coaches, the players are all I don't think it's.
Oh,
I don't call it arrogance. I call it just freaking football energy. I mean, you had a great coach there.
Hold on, I'll get it. Help you.
I don't know why, folks. Bo's hating. Okay, who's going to win the game today? Let's y'all start posting Texas or OU. And figure it out. I don't know why you're such a hater. You didn't even go to school there. You've never even been on the campus.
Oh, that's the reason I
do what? Yeah. Metro. Yeah. Metro. Yeah, that's it. You found your way back home, did you? Hey, thanks for taking care of her. She's ecstatic. Yeah.
Good morning, Ann Lake.
Yeah, she texted me.
Texas, of course. Oh, cool. Awesome.
You're good. I mean, you're not going to get a better discount. Yeah, so she called my nephew and went,
good morning.
Kurt and Justin are the bomb, blah, blah. And she's telling everybody about it.
Thank y'all for tuning in this morning here on the Automotive Edge radio show.
Good to have you here, Metro.
I got people tuning in today. Appreciate y'all doing
Texas,
that.
Of course. Janice Henry. Good morning, Ann Lake.
Mm-hmm.
So
15 seconds.
Maddie, do you have a preference, Texas or OU?
Texas.
I know you're a Mizzou girl, but Texas, there we go. Is your dad a hook 'em horns? He's from down south, isn't he, originally?
I don't think he cares.
Just wants to sell cars.
Oh, man. Oh, that's his Dr. Pepper.
You make me weak. I'm gonna die.
There you go.
Just when you said we tried, touching, squeezing each other. Oh, I forgot we're live. I got to quit singing. 214s.
I'm surprised
We just
Maddie,
lost a bunch of listeners.
I'm surprised Maddie still has us on the air.
Maddie's like shaking her head going, Kurt, quit singing.
Oh, man.
214-787-1190. This segment of the show is brought to you by the great folks over at Driver's Edge Auto Repair. 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty on all their engine, transmission, all their big repairs. Nationwide warranty. They don't winterize. They don't summarize. They will only do the work needed. So I will tell you, we had a listener that didn't believe us. And every one of these shops tried to upsell you and do stuff to your car. I said, take your car over there. So I looked the car over, and there was 3 things the car needed. And they actually said 4 things because they opened up the cabin filter and underneath the glove box went, this thing's filthy. And handed them a sheet and said, you need this in the next 5,000, this and this and this and this. And he called me up and he goes, can I meet you up there? And one of my favorite drinks is Dr. Pepper Zero.
Right.
And he gave me a 6-pack of Dr. Pepper Zero.
How about that?
He goes, I know you can't take money. He goes, handshake, hug, or prayer, but I heard you said you like Dr. Pepper Zero. So, and there's 23 locations. If you go to mydriversedge.com, that's mydriversedge.com, find a location nearest you and let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show. $35 check it before you buy it if you're buying a pre-owned vehicle. And I'm telling you, here in the next year, within the year, you're going to have more flood cars coming in the state of Texas with clean titles.
Wow.
And you got to get these cars checked out. But in the meantime, winter, we have, a 3-month of winter, if that. Get your car checked out. Make sure your radiator fluid. That's what's one big thing is good tires, number one, most important part of your car. And they sell tires. And they actually offer a finance program if you don't have the cash. And then you've got your radiator and all your fluids. Make sure your belts, and then get your battery checked out, because one bad cell and then you have a cold snap can destroy your battery. So get everything checked out and go to their website, mydriversedge.com. All their coupons are real coupons. They're not upselling coupons. And they've been a great sponsor of this show come November for 21 years. The place, mydriversedge.com. So let's take a look of a look of love.
Yeah.
What's hot, what's not, and who's doing well and who's not doing so well. And then coming up in the next segment is, do your kids know what they're doing?
At what, or just period?
Do your kids know what they're doing? And the title of the segment is, Can Your Kid? How about that?
I like it.
All right. So let's take a quick rundown. Here's what's going on, just to prove my point. The luxury market, which has always been huge, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, Audi, Cadillac, Lincoln. You take a look at all the luxury lines, and they've always done well. Even when inflation is up, the people with all the money, they are buying the heck out of these luxury brand cars. They're not blinking, and they're spending the money. Well, things are changing, and there's only a couple of brands that are doing really, really well. One of them is Lexus. They're up over 8%, and they have the new TX 350, which is their third row. And as fast as they're getting them in, they're selling them. I got a buddy, John Karen, and every time I talk to him and call him, going, hey, do you have one in the bullet gray? Sold. Do you have one in black? Sold. What do you got? And he may have one or two, and they're doing very well. Plus, they're still discounting. Even the hot cars that are coming in, the luxury brand, they're still discounting. Unless it's a Porsche and it's one of their specialty cars, you're going to pay the premium. But other than that, there's big discounts out there. BMW is down almost 7%, and they had a big recall, and so that really put a damper. Now, Lexus passed BMW in the luxury brand sales. Mercedes-Benz numbers are up, but their electric cars are down. Oh, my gosh, I forgot what the guy said the day supply was. Well north of 100-day supply of Mercedes-Benz in the electrifications. So he gave up his job to be an electrified representative, and electrification is just, it's on the down. No doubt about it. But their cars and SUVs doing pretty well. Audi. This was a surprise because everything about the Audi I like. The Audis are fast. They're responsive. They do well.
They're good looking cars too.
Yeah. I mean, I could go on and on about everything I like about the Audi. Now, their e-tron, their electric vehicle, which is their e-tron line, I really don't, I'm just not an electrified kind of guy. Love driving them, love test driving them. They all ride, drive, and handle really, really well. It just doesn't fit my lifestyle. But Audi's down 22%.
Ooh.
And I think that Q8 is one of the.
And now, is this for the month or the quarter?
Yeah, for the year to date.
Oh, year to date.
Going into Q4, which we're in Q4 now.
Right.
October, November, December, and then, things change. But they're down 22%. I got to tell you what, the Q5, the Q8 are two of my all-time favorite cars. These cars, for me, it's overwhelming when you get inside the amount of electronics and buttons and things this thing will do. But the way they drive and handle that A8, I'm telling you, if I had that money, I had 110 grand and so much, but you have to spend it on a car, I'd buy an A8.
There you go.
I got to tell you what, that car is the cat's meow.
You got the money.
Drive and handle. No.
Go get it.
Wrong show. Wrong show. And then Cadillac is up 5%. Cadillac made the big announcement, we're going electric, we're going to rule the world. And the other one that's really stuck to their guns on the whole deal is Volvo. Cadillac is not. When you go on their site, it's so funny when you click on it, it actually says gas and all the different models. I'm
That's
going,
funny.
Smart move.
Yeah.
They have their $350,000 luxury car coming out, electric. I'm going.
Well, one of the things I've seen a lot on TV ads and on the football games and all that, they're really advertising the EVs pretty strong right now. And
Well, they have to when you got 180-day supply on average across the board.
I was going to say, I believe that's probably the reason.
I've got 3 of my sponsors. They have none on their property. You know how many they want?
None.
None. You know how many they got coming?
They got to have
That'd be
some.
none.
Oh, they have options about
Oh
that?
yeah, you can turn them down.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they
They're
were
like,
kind of forced to.
no, thank you.
I thought they were forced to take them in the beginning.
You're not forced to take anything.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I thought you had to take certain amount to get other certain amounts of vehicles.
Well, that's kind of the way it used to work. But when you have a product that just doesn't sell, but it's really something. I was talking, and in Colorado, the 2 top Nissan stores in the nation sold over 100 electric vehicles and just a couple of Versas, a couple of Sentras, and sold over 130 electric vehicles. So
Where was this?
Colorado. And so Colorado and California on fire with the electrification.
I'm waiting for when they actually just give them away instead of just a $7,500 rebate.
Well, get this. There is a couple of dealers in the United States with the discounts, rebates, incentives, and the $7,500. You can drive the vehicle for 2 years and not pay for it because they take the incentives and apply it to the payments.
I'm waiting for that.
And they drive for 2 years.
I'm waiting for that to come to the DFW area.
You waiting on it?
I'm waiting on it. That's what I'm waiting for right there.
Yeah.
It
So
may happen with all the nonsense out there. They've made these vehicles and they're just not moving. I mean, what do you do with them?
well, they continue to discount. I was talking to a dealer the other day that's out of state, a buddy of mine. He moved up north. He has obviously a manufacturer. Everybody's got an electric product, but he was losing $18,600 on every one that he sold.
Wow.
Think about that. Losing $18,600 every time he sold a unit.
And how
And
they
you're
thought
going-
that this was helping these dealers, I don't get it with all that push for that.
Yeah, you're going. I said, what's the deal? He goes, just want to get rid of them. That's what he mean. He goes, I just want to get rid of them. And I'm going, that's got to be tough. And so here's the thing. When you see all these massive discounts and everything that's going on, understand when you go to trade, it's going to hit you there too.
Yeah, no doubt. Well,
'Cause
we've already seen that. I mean, we've already heard a lot of the dealers when they bring an EV to trade, they try to do their best to make something happen, but they don't want those cars.
when they ranked the worst pre-owned cars to buy, there was 6 electric vehicles. And it's not that they're bad cars. It's just that the discounts are so massive. You can't give an $18,000 discount and then turn around and give them all the money on their trade-in.
Right, correct.
It doesn't work that way. It's going to be one this way, 2 dozen another, and, it's going to affect it. 214-787-1190. If you got any comments about where to go, who to see, what to do, any product line, we'd love to talk to you about it. 214-787-1190. What a cool name. Vin Ramos.
1 minute.
Like
That
Vin
is-
Diesel. What a cool name.
Yeah, that's
Is
fantastic.
Vin short for Vincent or Vin? How cool is that?
I'm just going to say,
I bet he's a tough guy. Vin.
so the thing about
What's
it
your
is,
name? Vin Ramos.
when you
I mean,
ha-
that's like, don't mess with Vin.
when you're trying to find out something about a car, you ask about the VIN.
yeah.
When you ask
Give me
about
the VIN.
VIN, he goes, I am the VIN.
Yeah.
Here's my VIN.
Nice. He'd fit right in on the show, wouldn't
Right
30
there.
seconds.
All right.
Okay, Maddie.
Wow.
he? Gosh, she
I
takes
wasn't
some.
even yelling though.
She takes some time away, and she just bam.
She don't like us.
She's got a ruler in her studio,
I
banging it like the old
guarantee
I
teachers.
definitely do like you guys, but we have to take more.
214-787-1190. The boss says we got to go pay some bills. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
That's a good harmony right there.
I didn't really care for his music too much. I mean, he has some stuff that was okay, but what a mind.
Who is that?
The lead singer for Queen.
Oh, that was.
Come on.
I almost have it on. James Dean, something like that.
Did you just say James Dean?
Yeah, isn't that what his name is? I'm asking the question. I don't know.
James Dean made movies.
No, there's another guy, something James.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
I can't believe you just said that.
I don't know who that.
Maddie, who's the lead singer for Queen?
Freddie Mercury.
That's who I was thinking about. I knew he had a car name somewhere.
James.
Why didn't you give me a hint like he had a car name? Mercury, Freddie Mercury. I never was a Queen fan, so I don't really know.
Wow.
Well, you just said you didn't care for him.
No, I said there was a few songs that I liked.
Well,
But,
now you're.
That song, Mama, I Just Killed a Man, and I'm going.
That's probably
it's
why
so
I wasn't a
depressing.
Queen fan.
So depressing.
I
And
didn't
then
care.
We Are the Champions. I mean, that thing, golly, they wore that thing out so much.
Wow. Yeah, they still wear it out.
I remember Dirk Nowitzki singing that when they won the championship. That was the worst rendition I ever heard in my life.
Maybe that's why I don't like Queen,
But
because I think of Dirk Nowitzki.
I mean, it's just amazing him, David Bowie, another one that could write the craziest
Well, he put-
music.
Yeah, I liked his stuff though.
You like David Bowie?
Mhm.
Hmm.
He put a lot of crazy videos out there, didn't he?
Oh, he did.
That was cool.
When
though.
he was Zeke or
Yeah.
whatever it was. Yeah, that was some crazy stuff.
Yeah, I think there might have been some medication in some of those.
They said he was the first billionaire musician or something.
Oh,
He
really?
was really big in investments and properties and yeah.
Just
he-
knew how to be a businessman as well as a talented. Or
yeah, he was a really smart businessman. Oh,
well, that's good to know.
Freddie Mercury,
Freddie Mercury.
James Dean. That is outstanding.
Well, who's the guy that how's that guy? Is it?
But you got to figure out where your mind is, what you're thinking of.
I know
I'm
who
curious.
James Dean was, the actor, but that's not.
And I didn't think he was that good of an actor. I've watched some of his old movies. I didn't get it.
I think of him as being on a motorcycle all the time,
I didn't get it.
or like the leather jacket, the '50s kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
I think that was his look more than anything.
yeah.
Trying to fit that
didn't-
'50s profile of what.
Yeah, I was watching
chicks
one of
thought
his
were
movies
cool.
the other day, and I didn't get it.
Well, they were back in the '50s, and this is 2025. That may be the reason why you didn't get it.
Well, you go back then with Charles Bronson and
Oh yeah,
Charlton and Heston and
Yeah, those are
all
good
the up and coming guys. I mean, I thought they were
they're great actors. Those
much
guys.
much better actors. I didn't get it, and I like watching some of the old stuff. I think it's really really good.
Yeah, I watch a lot of old stuff. You know that.
Yeah, back then it was Gone with the Wind. What a cool movie. If that's your gig, but I mean it's not for everybody.
Right.
But Clark Gable, he was
Great actor.
quite the actor. A show that I watched the other day that I still think is one of the best war movies, Guns and Navarone.
Oh, really?
You ever watched it?
No.
You've never watched it? What about The Dirty Dozen?
Yeah, I've seen that.
What a lineup that is.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to watch The Guns and Navarone. Buddy,
Okay.
that's one of the best war movies.
Watch it.
Going out of my mind these days.
You know who this is?
Like I'm walking around in a
Yeah, that's
I can't think straight.
Diamond Rio.
I can't concentrate.
James Dean.
That's James Dean. I
214
thought that was Freddie Mercury.
787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of show goes to Freeman Toyota on the affordable side of the Metroplex. Tundras, you're not going to get a better discount. Leasing, when I was looking at the programs, get this. At Freeman Toyota this month right now, lease a new Corolla, 2024 Corolla, $229 a month. And get this, a 2025 Camry, $228 a month. How do you like me now?
That's
$229 a month for a Corolla and $228 for a 2025 Camry. And there's a bunch more. And when you're buying a car from Freeman Toyota, you can expect a lot and pay nothing. If you get a new vehicle from Freeman Toyota, they're going to give you a 7-year, 100,000-mile service contract and 3-year oil change and tire rotation, on top of all the great discounts for all the makes and models that they have there. The place, Freeman Toyota, located on the affordable side of the Metroplex, right there at 183 and 820. My buddy BJ Stankovic and Jerry Patterson. Well, I just found out Jerry Patterson is a cousin.
To you?
Yeah. His
Wow.
sister
You chases get around.
is married to Melinda's cousin.
Oh, wow.
And he goes, "Hey, cuz." I went, "This is a nightmare." No, I'm just kidding. Jerry's good people. But anyway, the place, Freeman Toyota, 820 and 183. Stop in to see BJ. Stop in and ask for Jerry Patterson, the whole staff there. So just think about this. The car just came out, and you can lease a new Camry for $228 a month. And there's a whole lot more. The place, FreemanToyota.com. It's FreemanToyota.com. All right. Well, we covered the luxury brands. We know what's hot and what's not. Is Lexus is up, Mercedes is up, Cadillac is up a little bit. So the deals would be with Audi and BMW, especially Audi. They are really, really struggling right now to cut you a smoking deal. So, well, this is a short segment. We'll come back to Can Your Kids coming up top of the hour, because this one we only got about another couple of minutes and we got to go to break. But Can Your Kids? It was amazing how many kids that I talked to, and I popped the hood of a car, and we've had some of the best conversations. I mean, I can't quit laughing. I mean, it's just absolutely.
So, was there
outstanding.
any that really surprised you? That
Two girls did.
That they had it figured out.
I was like, kudos to you.
My son would pass that test.
Yeah.
Yeah. I taught him a couple things along the way.
Yeah. Well, my boys, even though their daddy's been doing this for a long time, I got to kind of prod them a little bit.
Yeah. It'd be like being a dentist and never teach a kid how to brush
Well, Zachary's
teeth.
like Graham. I mean, Zachary got it down.
Right.
You know, he actually read the owner's manual.
He actually
knows where everything
did.
is. Yeah. Yep. So 2 different kids. And then also we're going to do a recap on where the best deals in town are based on the numbers, because everybody has to get rid of their 2024s. 2025s are coming. A lot of 2025s are already here, depending on the manufacturer. And so we'll be cutting through that. Rebates are, I think the rebates this month in October, I don't know they're going to be any better come December. You know, everybody, I've got a list of, and I counted it, 148 people that are waiting till December to buy. I'm like,
is that because they think that deals will be better?
Well, you know, they believe in that. The dealers got to get rid of them. It's the end of the year. They got to pay the tax man. That's just not true. Just not true.
Well, they may have to pay the tax man, but the people, they might getting ready to pay the tax man, the individual, but not the dealers.
Well, that was their big thing, that they would say, "Oh, the tax man cometh. We got to get rid of the inventory." It's our big promotion when I was running dealerships.
So really and truly, y'all created that monster.
Oh, we did.
So now you know why they wait.
Yeah. And the deal is that the dealer has 30 to 45 days, depending on their floor plan, when they're going to start paying interest on that car. So it's a whole different world on when they're going to pay for it, when the interest kicks in. And so they'd love to turn their cars every 30 days. It doesn't always work that way, but their taxes, that register running the second that car hits the ground. So it doesn't matter whether it's January 1, October 1, July 1.
Right.
They've got to turn that inventory and stay away from the interest payments they're going to be on, which is much greater than any type of tax.
Yeah, no doubt.
They don't pay taxes on unsold cars.
Are the dealers getting hit with these high interest rates for their floor plans?
Oh, no doubt.
Wow.
No doubt.
Ooh.
And so they got to turn them quicker, and that's why they're reducing the amount of cars that they have there online. So
stacking them deep, selling them cheap.
That's right. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
I got had my first real six string.
Over
yeah, it's 5 and dime. Played it till my fingers bled.
Great song. You know, I came over here to Burleson Nissan the other day,
Yeah.
and a salesman approached me out on the lot. And I'm over here to see Justin Crane. And he goes, "Sir, can I help you?" And I said, "Yeah, where's Justin Crane?" He goes, "He's right over here." He goes, "Is there something I can help you with?" I said, "No. I'm tired of him calling my wife." He freaked out. So he runs over,
That is funny.
and I said, "There he is." He
Oh,
takes off
boy.
out the door and runs over to the salesman that sits there. I said, "You're not gonna believe it. There's this big guy in here, and he's looking for Justin. Something about it, calling his wife."
Oh,
And
boy.
he is freaking out. He's looking.
Oh, that's
He's
hysterical.
watching inside. So the one guy, this guy here with the red shirt
Right
on,
there. While
he goes, "Dude, you've got this guy so freaked out." Justin goes, "Why?" He told him we're in there just laughing.
Oh,
So I come out of the office. He goes, "Buddy, that was you deserve an award." He goes, "I so believe that."
that is funny. That would probably kind of shake you up a little bit if you didn't know who you were. And
Well, I did that. I went out to Alan Glover's store. I was out there in Weatherford, and the lady goes, "Can I help you?" I said, "Where's Alan Glover?" She goes, "Sir, can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, you can point me in the direction of Alan Glover." She said, "He's in a closed meeting." I said, "I don't care where he is. I want him up here right now. I'm tired of him calling my wife." And she goes, "I'm sorry." She gets up out of her desk and she goes, "Sir, he's not answering the door." I said, "He'll answer that door. I just opened it and walked in." She he got up and gave me a hug. She goes, "You are wrong on every level."
That's funny. I like it though.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You shake them up, don't you, when
Ah.
you go?
You know what they say? It's always funny till someone dies.
Yeah.
You got to have fun in life. You got to joke around. You got to laugh.
Ain't much of that going on these days.
Yeah.
Try to do it though, best you can.
Yeah.
It's just so much negativity out there. It's just,
Yeah. You got to have fun.
hopefully we can bring a little fun here to the show with people that tuned in.
We can. We're going to play more music trivia with you. That was unbelievable. Do you think James Dean's a singer?
I don't know who it was. I'm not a Queen.
Did you mean Jerry Lee Lewis? I mean,
I don't know. I just throwing a name out there because I didn't know who. I'm not a Queen fan. I didn't know that guy, Freddie Mercury. I've heard the name, but no big deal to me.
wow. So who's your favorite all-time band? All time.
Wow. Well, I have to put the band scene September. Tell me quick.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah, thank you. And Toto, put them at top.
Hold the line.
Those two are my
They're one of the great three-piece bands. Toto was a three-piece band.
Well, they were
ZZ Top three-piece
so
band.
technical, very technical musicians. I mean, they were as good as they get. Period.
Yeah, there's a salesman that I
Oh,
got.
is that right?
Oh, I got it good. I did.
That's funny.
Yeah. My all-time favorite, I was asked that the other day, what's your all-time favorite band? And I got to tell you, I am so old school. I love Three Dog Night. They had good songs, they had clean songs, you understood everything. There were so many great bands back then.
I got a good friend of mine who plays drums for them.
I mean, they're coming to town with the Little River Band.
That's not
the
a bad
concert.
band either.
And and then you got to put the Commodores there, the Bee Gees.
Yep.
Well, the Bee Gees not a band, but
Well, they're a vocal group.
I always like the
Kinda
music
same
that you kind of move and
But
groove to.
But
And
when they started out, they played.
yeah,
So technically, I would call them a band.
I watched a deal on them where they showed them, and they were playing at some festival. And the one brother, boy, he got some big old buck teeth. He just smiling at teeth everywhere.
You sent me that, or did you send me that when they were like real little,
Yeah.
10 or 12 years old? Oh, he was ugly.
Oh.
And I don't think he ever grew out of it, especially when the older brother was so good looking. How do you get so ugly? I mean, what happened? I mean, come on, man. I mean, you got one of the best looking guys in the country, and then there's him. What happened? I wonder if he was really a BG.
Oh well, they all
Maybe-
they
maybe-
all look a lot alike.
Maybe he was adopted. I don't know, but he didn't quite get it.
A little tough on the eyes.
But he did those high points great.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee they sang great.
Oh, I'm telling you what.
That's one of Graham's favorite groups, Bee Gees.
They didn't write a bad song. Everything they wrote and did was good.
Yeah.
I mean, everything they did was good.
Well, they tore it up during the disco day. I'll tell you that.
Oh. And Staying Alive was
That's
the deal. When you
30 seconds.
How
every
come
time
she's
that
so
song-
sweet when we're getting ready
I know,
to come back on the air, but
Hi,
when we're
guys,
coming
back
off the
on
air,
there.
man, it's like
Get off there.
it's like here comes Judge Maddie.
Yeah,
maybe she needs her like a Judge Judy show, Judge Maddie.
There we go.
That'd fit her, wouldn't it?
I was really hoping for Minutes with Maddie.
I was ready too.
Yeah.
I wish she'd reconsider that.
I do too.
We'll help you.
She hit the panic button.
All she got to do is just come up with a thought. That's our panic
In the
button.
gold corner, wrestling for the AutomotiveEdge.com. Give it up for the World Tag Team Champions, fighting for all your automotive needs. It's Kurt, Chase, and Big Wheels Bull Cover.
There it is. Tag team match.
214-787-1190. We're here today live, Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro Road. And I'm telling you, Justin Crane has got these cars priced to say bye-bye, to find new garages and new driveways, from the Versa to the Pathfinder to the Rogue to the new 2025 Nissan Kicks. He has got the discounts. If you go to BurlesonNissan.com, you'll see him. He's not hiding anything. He's got it all up front, out front, and ready for delivery. And we've had 3 people come by and all bought vehicles, and 2 of them upgraded. And it's just that simple. My daughter's driving a brand new one.
And that's a good looking car too. I'll tell you that.
Yep, the place, BurlesonNissan.com. That's BurlesonNissan.com. We're going to be here the noon hour. They'll be here till 7 o'clock and come out and make your deal. Even the way the economy is right now, the interest rates and the price points that he has here at Burleson Nissan, it don't matter. I mean, he has got it cooking. The place, BurlesonNissan.com. All right, so I'm going to ask some questions here about your kids. And it's so funny, when I talked to a couple of years ago, there was a bunch of kids that I got to talk to about their cars. And I says, okay, we're going to play a little game. I said, I got 5 gift cards on me.
Ah,
And I said, and the lowest one was a Subway, a $30 Subway gift card.
wow. That's nice.
And so I said, okay, can you open the hood? And it was amazing how many kids didn't know how to open the hood. So once we got the hood open, I said,
you should have started out, first of all, asking if they knew their name. You should have got that down first.
well, you know,
We're going to start out easy here.
I said, do you know where the oil, how to change the oil or check the oil? 2 out of 6. And I said, well, here, I'm going to give you all a little hint on this next one. Everything that has a fluid reservoir is highlighted in yellow.
So let's go back to the opening of the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Did they all accomplish that?
No. 2 did.
Okay.
And the other one's right. Well, I don't ever open up the hood. So you don't ever check your fluids? No. So we got the hood open. And it was funny. They were all up underneath the grill looking like the old school
Oh,
ones,
yeah, I
you
got
know. That would be incorrect. And a few of them hit a few buttons. They opened up the trunk. They opened up the gas cap. And they finally, you know, by process of
I
elimination,
figured that was the right button.
everything was open except for the hood. And the last button, well, it was for the hood. So I said, do you know how to check the oil? And so it was really cool that the first 3, no clue. And I said, well, here, you pull that thing out and you take a look at it. And they pulled it out, and it's just dripping everywhere, and they just stick it back in there. And I went,
They don't wipe it off or recheck
I'm
it.
like, okay. And then the 2 girls wiped it off, put it back in, pulled it out,
Looked at it.
Looked at it and went, okay, there's a gift card. I said, what about the radiator? Well, 3 of them didn't know what a radiator was. And they're like,
Well, some cars you really can't get to the radiator cap. You have to do it from the overflow part. On what I've seen.
okay.
Is that right?
Uh,
I think there's some of those caps you can't. You'd
well,
have to.
here's the thing. There are some manufacturers out there, they put this plenum over the top
That's
of it
what I'm getting at.
to deter you from doing anything because they
Right.
want you to bring it back to the manufacturer. But the girls, I said, so when do you check the radiator? And she said, when the car's not running and it's cooled down because of the pressure on the radio. I was like, holy cow,
Yeah.
these girls are going to get all the gift cards.
Yeah.
And the other 3 are standing there just scratching their head. And they're going, do you really think this is important? I'm like, well, sure, it's important. He said, do you check yours? I said, yeah, I do.
Certainly.
And I got a truck that's a year and a half old, and I check it, and I check the pressure on my tires. He said, why? I said, I've got a truck with 20,000 miles on. My tires are still in great shape. And they're factory tires. People think, factory tires wear out quicker than a regular tire. That's not true. It's a wise tale.
Right.
Anyway, I check all the fluids on my vehicle. So my boys, I took them out and I said, here, check the fluids. I popped the hood and, my boys know how to check their fluids.
Right.
And so I'll never forget the dad that got they socially ripped this guy, is that his daughter was in the mall and while she was in her shop and he let the air out of her right rear tire.
Yeah.
And it was raining.
Horrible story, but
It's a great story.
It worked.
Yeah, so she comes out, it's raining, she looks over, sees a flat tire. She goes into overdrive. She goes inside the car, she pulls 2 of the mats, turns them over, puts them on the ground, raises the car. She loosens the lug nuts while it's down.
Right.
Then she raises it up, pops that thing back on, and he's sitting there just watching her. He goes, I couldn't be more proud to look at my daughter. And the whole time she's looking around, checking her surroundings.
Right.
And she's got her cell phone right there. I'm like, you know what? Say what you will. There's always hatred in people when parents are teaching their kids a life lesson. He was right there. If anything had gone wrong, he was right there.
Right.
And she had one of those jacks where she put it underneath and she had it in the glove box in the power outlet and raised that thing up. Boom, boom. She was done.
That's awesome.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with life lessons. And so anyway, the 2 girls got all the gift cards.
Good for them.
So my daughter, she got her new Nissan here at Burleson Nissan. I said, have you checked anything? And she said, no. When I called her, she goes, Dad, my car's clean. I'm real anal about clean car, but she got a beautiful car here at Burleson Nissan.
She sure did.
And I said, well, have you checked anything on it? She goes, well, doesn't the dealer do that?
Who?
And
well, they do.
They do.
But how often are you going to the dealer?
Yeah. So anyway, I got her looking at her car and checking it out. And I said, you always want to make sure that you're looking at your fluids. Always check your fluids. No matter what, check your fluids. And your air pressure. The most important part of your car are your tires. You have to keep your tires aired up.
Properly.
Always. Yeah. Don't go any other direction. Keep your tires aired up. So the next thing was we had them check the oil. No one, only 2 knew how to do that. Do you know how to add fluids? No. And so I asked the one, I said, you're down half a quart. And he goes, yeah, you buy one of those things, just dump it in there. I went, well,
one of those things.
Yeah. Like a quart of oil, one of those things. And I said, well, how many of you have a safety kit in your car? And both the girls did. I said, your mom and dads have done well with y'all. My boys, remember the old milk crates?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My boys, when they got their first cars, they had a milk crate that went in their trunk and it had Fix-A-Flat, a thing of oil, radiator fluid, and
water,
jumper cables, and water.
Yeah.
In every one of them. And so my son got a new vehicle and the crates at the house with all the stuff in it.
There you go.
I'm like, how's that working for you?
Not good, huh?
You go, Dad, I don't want that crate in it. I said, well, look, you got a new vehicle. There's places to store it in the trunk.
Sir.
Now you have your undercover. You lift the deal up, and there's all these storage areas you need to keep, especially jumper cables and Fix-A-Flat, and then the emergency light that you can set it right on top of the car and it's flashing.
Right.
So you put on your emergency flash, and if you have another one that you set on top, you're creating more visibility that, you're broke down.
Then you're not gonna get run
But
over.
moms and dads, teach your kids about their cars. If anything, here, I'm going to tell you something. For Christmas, buy your kids the pressure monitors for their tires, and they just screw on, and it's got yellow, red, and green. So they walk around the car, and if it's green, they're aired up. If it's yellow, add a little more air. If it's red, it's too low. And remember, when the winter hits, it changes the density of the air.
Right, of course, and the other way around.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden the heat comes, and then your your tire monitor comes on, and all of a sudden you panic thinking the weather will change the monitors.
Yes, it does.
So what you want to do is make sure always that you're monitoring your tires. Now, obviously if your car has tire monitoring equipment on it, no problem. But if not, those little screw-on caps,
cool.
$30 a set for the good ones.
Very cool.
And you screw them on there, and all you got to do is walk around the car. You got to get in the habit of walking around your car. I check mine out all the time.
Well, I have a friend of mine that's a pilot, and all pilots, well, I'll say all good pilots, they don't ever go up in the air without checking they have a checklist that they go through before they get in that plane and start it up.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we need to do with our cars.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, it's just because how many times have people have taken off in their car, not even looked at their tires, and they're not but 2 miles down the road, and the thing's flat. They didn't even check.
Or the check engine light comes on. They think that means hit the gas and get there quicker. My daughter she is the person that does that. But it's just a visual thing going around your car.
Yeah, I mean, just do that real quick. Check it. Make sure, like in the newer cars, they have most of them have, the pressure, the PSI in the reading, so you can see if that's off. And a lot of times the highlights tells you if it is.
Yep.
So that's great. But just before you even start the car, walk around and look. Make sure there's nothing there that's hampering your movement that could have happened at night or whatever.
Yeah.
Or a tire has leaked down, and you get taken off. You get started off down the road, and all of a sudden now you're in a bad shape.
Yep. And
always
have that stuff you need in your car.
Correct.
Paramount.
I do.
I got a buddy
1 minute.
in his car. He's got everything you would need. Thermal blankets.
Great idea, especially in the wintertime.
Yeah, he is locked down. I bet he's got an extra 100 pounds of stuff in there, but he's even got water, and he's got those meals that 25-year meals.
Do you know how many times? I don't
on.
blame him. Do you know how many times people have been stuck on freeways for hours and hours and hours?
Especially when an ice storm hits.
And you get cold out there. It gets cold in your car. And you might run it for a little bit, but you're not going to be able to keep that car running for hours and hours and hours. You're going to shut it down.
Yeah, they said, well, that's pretty anal. Well, you never know if God forbid, you get in that spot. Are you equipped? Got to take care of it.
Yes,
214-787. Take care. I'm going to tell you what. Get your kids to put their PlayStation down, get off their cell phones, and teach them about a car. It's real simple. Real simple. Show them about their car. And this year for Christmas, their stocking stuffers, get them tire monitors. You'll save yourself a lot of time and money, Mom and Dad, once you get them in the habit of doing, did you take it? Did you check it? If they don't, take their keys away.
Well, the one thing it does,
Maddie, do you check out your car at all?
Yeah, I'm actually taking it to get an oil change on Tuesday.
Nice.
Well,
she is the double B-O-M-B.
Also cleaned it inside and out.
Look at her.
There's going to be a blessed man in this world that gets Maddie Gomez.
Oh, definitely. No doubt.
214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Is that game on late today, or is it on early like they do?
Oh, it's never early anymore. 2:30. It used to be 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
They wish they would start at 11 o'clock today. It could be hot.
They probably should have started about 9.
Yeah, hot.
I don't know why it got so hot, because yesterday it was cool yesterday. A little breeze going.
I tell you who's funny. Have you been watching any of Deion Sanders interviews?
I haven't.
He's so mad about the late games. I mean, downright livid that he has to play late games.
Like 7:30 or
Yeah. Oh, he's like
he wants
he
afternoon
doesn't know when to
games?
shut up. I can imagine playing for the guy. And I think once his sons are gone, he's gone.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
And he is not NFL material by any means.
No, I don't see it.
Yep.
But that was kind of funny because I don't know, maybe watching the game. I'm not sure what I was watching, really, to be honest with you. But Deion Sanders came on with a commercial. What was it?
Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Yeah, I think it was that. And the next commercial was a guy, or was it insurance commercial? Back-to-back commercials with Deion.
Oh, yeah.
Two different things.
Yeah.
I'm going like, well, this guy gets on a lot of commercials, man.
Yeah, he got it going on.
But-
Yeah, he's marketable. You know, and he brought a lot of energy to Colorado, but the things that he says, sometimes I'm going, why did you say that?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the proof is in the pudding. Do what you do on the field, but all the rest of that stuff is just, you know, that's why I'm prime time. Well, so what? You know,
Well, they put him at prime time. Why is he complaining?
and the thing
it?
about it is when he talks to you about God and he talks to you about life, I mean, he's got some fascinating
I know.
comments, but boy, he gets going on a couple of his tangents. You're like, come on, D. And I tell you what, I loved his reality show. I thought it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I haven't seen any of it.
Oh, it was the best. It was called Prime, and he had that big house out in Prosper.
That was a long time ago, though.
Yeah, he had this massive home.
Well, I saw a little
So
bit
the
of
first guy that showed up to get his daughter for a date, he had one of those scooters he rode through the house. It
Right.
was so big, and he rides up in that scooter, and he's there, and he reaches in the back of the scooter, and he pulled out a bat, and he goes, "Hey, how are you? Pretty good." And he's just swinging it, and he goes, "So, well, you're taking my daughter out, huh?" And it just one of the best ones. He goes, "Yes, sir," and he goes, "You know, I used to play baseball," and he goes, "Yes, sir." He goes, "Yeah, I can swing a bat, man. I just love." Have you ever put a bat in your hand? I love swinging. And man, and his daughter's
Kids
like,
all
"Are
shook up.
you kidding me?"
That's funny, though. That's what the kids need, really, nowadays.
Yeah, his one-liners and his comments, the things that he would say when the kids were there was the best.
It's just comical, huh?
I so wish that show would have gone longer. I mean, and the thing about it is when he gives you life stories or life checks or life realities, the way he did it on that show, it doesn't get any better.
That's cool.
I mean, he would give you advice that for me, I would make notes. I thought it was
That's
great.
cool.
But this football deal, there's some stuff coming out. I'm like, kind of get back to the way it was.
Well,
Because he's a smart guy.
I'm sure that he's disappointed in what has transpired with that team, but I don't think his son is that great.
Yeah, both of them graduate this year. Shador and the defensive back. And the one kid, he's
What's that wide receiver's been with
he's in
him ever s-
bankruptcy. He's in a lot
Oh,
of trouble.
really?
Yeah. Something
20
happened with a
seconds.
guy. I remember the guy that sued him, and I forgot what it was all about, but it was millions of dollars. And anyway, but they're marketable. You look at his Aflac is the commercial.
Yeah,
he does.
Affleck.
He does Aflac, and then he does Kentucky Fried Chicken, and there's one other. And they do the whole deal. Well, looky there. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Ty Gentman.
Good morning, Ty Gentman.
The man, Justin Crane, joining us.
Awesome.
The lovely Mrs. Chase. Our buddy Ralph Paul. You know, he couldn't get a flight out of Florida. He had to drive out.
Wow.
Yep. So,
Wow.
yeah, I was checking on him. I knew he was in Florida. They didn't get to have their convention. They had to pack up and go, and he got out of there safely. So I'm glad my little buddy and his family is.
Was it between the
safe.
hurricanes or this last one?
Last one?
This Melvin or whatever it was?
Melton.
Melton.
Yeah, they got there to do their deal, and they were telling everybody get out, and he couldn't get a plane, so they rented a car and skedaddled. So he went down the Gulf Coast and finally made it back home.
Oh,
So
good for them.
anyway, let's talk about him real quick. Is Ralph Paul, the owner of Your CBD Store, Keller.com. That's Your CBD Store, the city, Keller.com. They ship for free. Their place is remodeled. They had to put in a whole new floor and everything. The place looks fantastic. I've been in there several times picking up the new Libido gummies, and I picked up some Sleepy Chewies for my wife, and I picked up some blueberry tincture to help me with my acid reflux. And we've had two people that were listening to the show recently pick up some stuff. It's not about the high, it's about the health. And I got to tell you, they have a new brain drink to help your brain, your clarity. Melinda loved it. We just sent a 4-pack to my son. He's a mortgage broker, and he puts in crazy hours, 16-hour days. Send him some. And then we had some other people that tried it, so we drank a half a can and then put it in the fridge and said it was phenomenal.
Yeah, Graham loves it.
Same thing. Graham, the same thing.
Yeah.
The clarity. But you know what? They've got stuff for your dogs. They've got creams. They've got collagens. They've got trim, which now I am, if you notice, my belly is going down. Go ahead and look. Look.
It is going down.
And so I fast all day, and I eat dinner at night, and I'm taking these trims. I like the gummies. The pills I didn't really care for, but the gummies, I don't even feel like eating. It's incredible. So I'm taking all my vitamins, I'm taking my gummies, and life is grand. And there's so much more, but it comes down to meeting Hannah, meeting Ralph, and meeting Carol. It's not the high as hell. They're retired. They don't have to do this, but they love helping people. When you have people doing things in a passionate way, it changes everything. And that passion comes through. The place, your CBD store, Keller.com. They ship for free. So give them a shout. That's your CBD store, Keller.com. It's about the health. Instead of making New Year's resolutions and all the rest of it, start today. Your CBD store, Keller.com. All right. Well, coming up at the top of the hour, you want to stay tuned in for the funniest car names ever. I thought. I mean, there was about 40 of them, but I took 10 of them, and they're hilarious. And people bought them. And some of these you have never heard before. Some of these are overseas. They were concerned, some of the manufacturers, that they would not make it do well in the United States. But anyway, hey, now we got 2 events coming up next weekend. Let's talk about these real quick. One is the 6th anniversary of your CBD store in Keller, and it's 2255C on Main Street, right across from Driver's Edge Auto Repair. They have their 6-year anniversary celebration, October 19th from 10:30 to 3. Food, drinks, vendors, raffles, live music, and a new product launch. So you can see all the new stuff that Dr. Ferrari and the great folks with SunMed are coming out with. And that's we're going to have put this in the newsletter. It'll go out Wednesday, 10:30 to 3 o'clock, October 19th. Buy one, get one, 50% off. And get this, win a free year of CBD. How about that?
Wow.
Free year of CBD.
Sweet.
How do you like me now? And then next Saturday, we're going to be live. So we're going to have to, when we get done with our first event, which is a custom car show and barbecue at Eldorado Chevrolet, we'll be there from 8 in the morning till noon. And they've got the pork, spare ribs, chicken breast, and beans competition. And This is the Outlaw Barbecue Association. So it's the big boys. It's part of their tour around the United States. And they're going to be there, and it's benefiting the public safety officers, police and firefighters, Guns and Hoses Foundation. That's where all the money goes, and you'll get to meet some of the recipients of that as well. And there's nothing better than seeing the community come together to help benefiting the fallen public safety officers. It'll warm your heart. Good barbecue, and the cars. They're going to be judging the cars. I don't know how many.
Great car show, too.
A couple hundred cars out there to take a look at. But it's really about the fellowship. The weather's going to be great. It's going to be in the 70s.
That'd be nice.
A great time to come out and just enjoy some barbecue, fellowship, meet the great folks at Eldorado Chevrolet. My favorite Chevy store. It can be your favorite Chevy store, too. 8-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. So we'll be at the custom car show and barbecue cook-off. And then when we're done there, we're going to hook them over to your CBD store in Keller. Man, I'd like to win a free year of CBD.
Yeah.
How about that?
I would, too.
And I got to tell you, their seltzers, besides their brain seltzer, they've got some other seltzers that I'm telling you, it's life changing. It really is.
Yeah.
And when you meet Ralph and Carol, you'll fall in love with them, and then you'll take their product and you'll love them even more just for hooking up. So we got the Eldorado Chevrolet 380 and 75, 8-time Chevy Dealer of the Year barbecue cook-off for the fallen public safety officers, police, and firefighters Saturday. And then we have the 6-year anniversary over at your CBD store. So
6 years. Wow.
yeah, I can't believe it. I met James, one of his previous employees, and
At a restaurant, wasn't it?
no, it was at the Wine and Jazz Festival
Oh, yeah.
in Keller. They built some new tennis courts, and
They had samples.
I met James,
Yeah.
and I didn't know if it worked or not because I was drinking wine.
Right.
But I went over that next Monday and met him. I said, I'd like to try your products. And so he had these tangerine rings. And boy, did they adjust my thought process.
That's
I
cool.
felt phenomenal. And then I fell in love with Carol and Ralph, and off and running.
Yeah,
214-787-1190 is the number. If you got any question about where to go, who to see, what to do when it comes to your automotive needs, we got you taken care of. And all you have to do is go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave me your name and number. I'll call you right when I get off air and make sure your automotive needs are taken care of, bringing you 36 years of automotive experience, most of that managing. It's actually a split now between managing dealerships and being on the radio. But I'm in a dozen dealers every week, looking at incentives, talking to consumers, watching the used car market, watching the trade-in values to make sure that your automotive needs are taken care of. We simplify your acquisition, whether you're buying new, pre-owned, or leasing. Parts, service, body shop, we got you covered. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave your name and number. I'll give you a buzz. Good morning to my sweet cousin, Dorothy Noon. You got to talk to her a few times this week.
That's cool.
Checking
love
on our
Dorothy.
cousin Eddie. He's been in our prayers, and
Everything going all right there?
yeah, she's keeping me updated.
Cool.
My cousin Carl, he's going by there and checking on him and giving Dorothy the update. And then my sweet cousin will call me, and you know what she says every time we hang up the phone? She just warms my heart.
Tell Bo I love him.
No,
I thought, why?
I don't know.
I figured.
But I
that's what
tell
she'd
Dorothy,
say.
I said, I love you. You know what she says? I love you more, cuz.
How about that?
She does. She just warms my heart.
She's a very special
Yep.
lady.
The
She's
Noon
sweet.
family and the Abrams family up north are near and dear to my heart and always in my prayers, and we love them. 214-787-1190 is the number. When we get back, we're going to really be honing in on, if you're looking for the car deal, we're going to give you the top picks on where to go, who to see, and what to do coming up here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia Network. And, hey, I want to thank everybody. There was a big announcement on who got a Automotive Radio Guy of the Year or something, whatever it was, and they were asking me how come I'm not in that competition, whatever. I don't know. I don't publicize myself that way that I want to be in a competition or whatever. Hey, do me a favor. Don't be pulling any more pranks on them rookie salespeople, okay? You need to just let them sell cars.
That's funny.
So anyway, I want to thank everybody for all the great compliments and things that you sent me the other day when some things were announced and I was not involved in it. I don't care about all that. I care about
They
serving you, the
nominated
listener.
me.
Did they?
Yeah, you didn't get that notification?
I wouldn't be surprised. You're the car guru. I just talk a little bit more than you do.
Yeah, they sent me one.
All right, let's take a
10
break,
seconds.
pay some bills. Don't go away. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
Here you go again, you say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down? It's only right that you should play the way you feel. But listen carefully to the sound of your lonely
Starting to rock around here now, huh? Thing just
I got-
shaking.
You know, like he's half asleep. He does not look like he's in good shape.
So it's supposed to be 90 degrees today?
93 could be as high as 97. The record for this date is 97 degrees.
Well, they played in it before, so I guess they'll have to figure it out today.
And then next week, it's going to be in the 70s all week. You got to get out your parka.
Let me see. Better believe it. I already have it out. What they got here?
Yeah, it's the last day to get in the pool, today and tomorrow.
73 degrees right now.
And then the pool is closed.
They're calling for 97 today. It's weird, though, because it gets nice at night. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be.
We're going to Oktoberfest.
Where at?
South Lake
Oh, okay.
Town Center.
Okay.
If we can find a parking place.
64 degrees tonight.
Yep.
Then 97 tomorrow, and then 63. And then Monday, it's 85 and 57. And then on Wednesday, then it hits where 74 degrees and 54 at night. But we need rain. We're not getting any rain.
No, I should hear in about another week or so.
They're talking about maybe Friday, they're calling 10%, and Saturday, like 30. That means I ain't getting squat. If it ain't 100%, we don't get nothing.
Yeah, I've got to get all the screens on my house fixed. We bought a house 2 years ago, and he screwed the screens to the house.
What do you mean screwed them to the house?
Just screwed them to the
in?
house where you can't even take them off.
Boy,
What a jewel.
that guy did a lot of crazy things that place, didn't he?
I'm like, what a moron. So now I got to take them off, fill the holes, and put regular screens on. I'm like, what a jackwad. I was like, I saw these gaps on the window when I went to raise them up to let the cool air in. I said, well, I can't raise them with these gaps, bugs and stuff getting in. And I went outside. I was like, he screwed them into the wall. Who does that?
How many?
Every one of them. The whole house.
Oh, boy.
And I've got, 16?
Wow.
I got to hire somebody to come out and build me up. Because once you take the screws out, they got all these holes in them. I'm going, you've got to be kidding me.
So what was the purpose of that?
He's a moron. Because he's worried about them blowing away.
For so long,
Oh, yeah.
you and me been finding each other for so long. And the feeling that I
Boy, that's some belly rubbing music right there.
more than strong.
Your belly's getting smaller.
Yep.
That means you have to do that.
Get a little closer to my wife.
There you go.
214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190 is the number. This segment of the show is brought to you by the great folks over at Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. I was just there Thursday. 500 cars in stock. Go online at normreeveshondanrh.com. That's normreeveshondanrh.com. And take a look at all their specials, whether you're buying or leasing. They got something for you. From the top-selling Honda Accord, Honda Civic, the Ridgeline pickup, one of my favorites, the Honda Odyssey. They've got something for you to enjoy for traveling now, next week, next month. They got it. We've always taken one of their Odyssey vans down to the coast, load up the family, load up the stuff, and I'd never drive a minivan.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, get in at one time and see how convenient it is, especially moms and dads with the kiddos. There's nothing easier to enjoy than an Odyssey van. The place, Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, NRH.com. That's Norm Reeves Honda, NRH.com. All right, so there's some manufacturers out there that really, really, really want to sell some cars. One of them is right here at Burleson Nissan. When you go to burlesonnissan.com and you take a look at what Justin Crane is doing, I get people going, hey, is that their best price? I'm like, are you kidding me? You're talking about thousands. Here's the deal. There's not, depending on the car, on your average vehicle, there is not $4,000 or $5,000 markup. There's anywhere from $800 to $1,800. Some of them, there's cars out there that have $300 markup in it. But when you look at the discounts, he's giving you everything to move inventory. And he picks up a little bit of money, but nothing like what used to be. It's about turning the inventory when it comes to acquiring your automobile. So here's what you got. BMW is way off the mark. Mini, I don't care. That looks like something from Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. But anyway, Ford is up. Lincoln is rocking at 25% up. And I got to tell you what, when you look at their Corsair and you look at the Nautilus, incredible vehicles. When you look at their big bad boy luxury vehicles, I still love it. The guy goes, we had a buddy that bought one of the Navigators. He goes, man, this thing rides like a Cadillac.
That's funny.
And the old school guy, and he goes, it's kind of funny. I'm buying a Lincoln, and it drives. That they set the standard in the ride. Then Lincoln.
Well, I know for the longest that Lincoln and Cadillac was battling for that kind of thought process.
Yeah,
everybody
wanted to ride like a Cadillac,
and Lincoln got there.
So Buick is up, and what's really good is Buick finally went, wait a minute here. Announcing all electric was not the way to go, and their Buick Encore is killing it. Their little SUV doing really, really well, and so they're up almost 10%. Cadillac is just 0.3% up. Chevy's off a little bit, and which is really incredible when you look at Jason Lawing sent me their specials, 16,000 off a truck. I'm going, man, oh man, I'm telling you, when these numbers come in for October, there's not going to be any issue there. GMC up a point. Acura. Here's another thing I don't get. David Gomez, general manager, managing partner at Highly Acura, right there at 820 in Riverside or 35 in Riverside, whichever way you're getting to it. He's got one of the best sport luxury brands out there. Why Acura is off, I don't know. And with their electric vehicle, the new ZDS, if you lease it, you get the $7,500 tax credit, $7,500 government funding money, but then you also get a tax credit on top of it. So you can lease one of these things at a great price per month. I'm going to tell you what, you drive an Acura.
Yep.
The worst thing I ever did was trade in my RL.
Yeah, it was.
That's been a sore spot with me for 2 years now. I wish I could have kept both cars, but I can't afford to have two. But that car was one of the nicest cars I've ever owned. Everything about it. And so I don't know why Acura's numbers are off when you have the ZDX, the RDX, the TL. They've got it. They've got some of the Integra. And with a manual transmission, makes it even better. And I remember when the Integra and the Legend were the two cars that were out there. And it's back. It's in full force and ready to go. Highly Acura of Fort Worth. That's the place to acquire your new Acura. That's Highly Acura of Fort Worth. Moving down, Genesis is up. Hyundai is up. No surprise. Kia is off a little bit. But here's the thing with Kia. Their electric vehicles are EV6. Their EV9. Now their EV7 is out. They are doing extremely well with electrification, better than any manufacturer out there right now.
What do you think the reason for that is?
I don't know.
Pricing?
You know what? Here again, when you get into an electric vehicle, man, those things skedaddle. Right. They will scoot. Everything about the ride, the drive, the handling, the feel of it is just really, really good. I like everything about all those things because I got a need for speed. You know me, I'm a lead foot. I rock and roll. And that's why I love coming down here on 35. You get to open up your car. Your average speed here is probably going to be 80 miles an hour.
It is at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, when you go under I-20, you better just be pedal to the metal or get out of the way.
I can't believe how fast they drive on this state highway.
Yeah, and so Kia is doing really, really well. When the EV9 came out, after a while, they named it World Car of the Year. I'm like, I didn't even know they rated cars. World Car of the Year. You hear Car and Driver, Motor Trend,
right?
All these people, Car of the Year, Truck of the Year. But man, they named it World vehicle of the year and is doing well. It's got a comfortable third row, which was a big deal. Mazda up 15%. And why Mazda is kicking butt right now is because of the rebates and incentives.
Good.
They're the best incentivized vehicle line out there. And they have been. And so they're spending a lot of money with rebates and incentives and fantastic lease programs. And so everyone, well, when is that money going to run out? Well, I tell you what, as long as they're rock and rolling, moving inventory, they're going to keep doing it. And so Eldorado Mazda 380 and 75 right next to Chevy Dealer of the Year. Tommy Melton is the new car director out there. Stop out there and take a look at a Mazda. You want to save money, that's the place to save money. Eldorado Mazda 380 and 75. You've got the new CX90. You had the CX9, then they went to 90, which added the third row, a big, comfortable third row. And then you have the Mazda 3, the CX5, the CX50, full line of products from cars to SUVs, which a lot of people have gotten away from cars. Not at Eldorado Mazda. Doing really, really well. That is one of the best incentivized vehicles out there. Mitsubishi, surprisingly, up 22%, doing well. Infinity's down. Their new CX80 is out, and I'm going over next week to drive it. My buddy over there, I called him up, and he's going to let me take one out for a while and test drive it. And they go from $80,000 to $114,000. And their premier portfolio, I think it's called, they had 20-something come in. They're all pre-sold.
Wow.
So Infinity, when the numbers come in for October, their new CX80 is really going to leave a good mark on it. Nissan at 0.6 up. Let's go through, pass on all the electrification. Here's another one, Dodge. When I was over with the guys over at Grapevine Dodge, I'm like, what's going on? They said, we really don't care what you're hearing and what's going on. Get this. $15,000 off a Laramie 4x4.
Wow.
$1,500. $9,000 off the Jeep Wrangler Sport S. $16,000 off the Wrangler Rubicon. The Hellcat Durango, $15,000 off. And the Gladiator Sport, $11,000 off.
They're ready to.
Wow. You talk about wanting to move inventory.
Send them to your house.
Yeah, that's Grapevine Dodge.
One
Go to
minute.
grapevinedodge.com. You talking about leaving the lot in an equity situation because it's limited. I mean, they're not going to be able to give these discounts past October. And that's why I said don't wait till the end of the year. Go to Grapevine Dodge and save. I mean, just think about that. When you look at it, $15,000 off, $9,000 off, $16,000 off, $15,000 off, $11,000 off. And it's a limited time. So once they're gone, you know, the old commercial, they really are gone because they're stacking multiple discounts on these vehicles and getting ready for the 2025. GrapevineDodge.com. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. I'm Kurt Chase with the man, the myth, the legend, Big Wheel Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
Well, I see Justin Craner's watching. Will he be visiting with us?
He is at his nephew's football game. He'll be here.
That's cool.
They play every Saturday at 9 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Youth League, obviously.
Huh?
Youth League, I'm sure.
You remember who this is?
No, I can't even hear it.
'Cause I can't fight it anymore.
That sounds like Maddie's singing.
And I wonder
That might be.
That may be Maddie.
Maddie's singing.
Lady M.
I'm not singing. No.
That's you. Maddie, I know that she's singing it. See, she quit talking and started the song again.
Yes.
Try to touch some of this music. That's what happens with a musician that doesn't.
Yeah,
play
Maddie
really.
can sing that song.
Yeah, I could see her being
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, she could be Lady M.
Lady M. You need to start calling Maddie Annie M. Annie M.
What do you say, Charlie Davis? Garrett
Charles
Brown,
Davis.
thanks for joining us. I'm having a hard time. I don't know whether to color my beard or shave it off. I'm kind of battling with it. I don't like the white on there. My mustache is mainly brown and my
But-
chin is white.
I don't think you should leave it. I like it.
If you were,
Does it bother you?
yeah,
Does the beard and mustache bother you, or is just the color bother
the color. Because I don't have a lot of gray on top, but my mustache is more brown than
Right. I got you.
So I'm debating whether to color it or not.
Don't you get you?
I don't want to be like Giuliani, be out there in the heat and start dripping.
Why don't you shave the chin part and then get your Fu Manchu like Jason Long?
You mean a handlebar?
A handlebar, baby. Get it out there. You could do it.
He can sport that.
Oh yeah,
I can't.
Yeah, you could. Why couldn't you think? Why could? Why?
I couldn't sport a handlebar.
Why?
Because I'm bald.
That's all the more the reason.
Yeah, bald-headed guys don't.
That's all the more the reason.
You don't see handlebar mustache on bald guys.
Well, if you do it, we will. You could be the first one to start that movement.
Yeah, they got this stuff now. It's like a shampoo. You just put it on there, and then a few hours later, it.
What, to color it?
Yeah. I'm kind of on the fence.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to say. I like it. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
It's two colors.
I trim it. I look down at all these white hairs on my. I'm like, man, oh man. I don't want to get older. I want that train to slow down.
Well, I got the same problem.
Well, you're 88 years old.
I got a lot of white on my beard. I don't even worry about it.
Charlie, I hope you and Tammy are doing well. Good to have you with us this morning. Out in Lubbock, Texas. I remember so many years ago, golly, 1980. I was out in Lubbock. There wasn't a whole lot out there. My girlfriend at the time was going to Tech.
I think for the longest, that's all that was really out there, wasn't it?
I made one drive out there. I said, I don't think it's going to work. She said, what are they?
But you were also in
neck of nowhere.
Yeah, you were there. You weren't here in Dallas.
Yeah, but still. What's happening? Good.
You wouldn't have it wouldn't even have
1 minute.
It wouldn't even have worked here in Dallas. It's still a pretty good haul.
It's a haul.
So how long was it from Nacogdoches to there?
Oh.
A week?
You need to get on a cruise ship.
Just a reminder, guys, I will be out next Saturday.
No.
Why?
Because I'm going to go to my alma mater's homecoming.
Gosh, dog it, Maddie. Can't you just do it from there?
I wish I could. We need to have a system where I can just take this on the go with me and I can produce on the road. So that would make everything easier. But unfortunately, it's not that way.
Well, hey, Carrie, take Jerry by the hand and show him what to do.
I texted him everything and I sent him a document on how to run your show.
Actually, what you need to do is do what slam his head down like a wrestler would do on a table. One of those moves.
Yeah, I do.
Wrestling move, like take his head, smash it down the table, say, "There, you
Give
got
him
it."
Suplex.
Yeah, the suplex.
Give him a suplex.
Yeah.
Charlie said, "Ain't much out there."
There has been.
Here come old flat top, he come grooving up slowly.
There's another band that didn't write a bad song.
That might have been one of the best songs. Some of the earlier ones I kind of like. Be careful, much. This is a good one.
I didn't care for the Yellow Submarine album. A little wacky, but all their other songs were great. Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
I didn't say that.
You're right. Who sang it?
Three Dog Night.
There you go. I am so glad you're paying attention.
Woke me up on that one. I know a couple things every now and then.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of show goes to Big Wheels Body Shop right down the street there, Risinger Road and 35.
And guess what I got on?
What? Oh, there you go.
There it is.
The Big Wheel Body Shop shirt.
There it is.
I'm telling you, if you've got a 3/4 ton or bigger, 3/4 ton or bigger, Big Wheel Body Shop, 35 and Risinger Road, that's the place to go get your vehicle taken care of. Downtime is not good. You need to get that vehicle on the road, especially if you're a commercial driver, you're driving a big 18-wheeler, you're driving a hotshot vehicle, box truck, whatever the case may be. The place, bigwheelsbodyshop.com. Will Sakala, the owner, he's got mom and sister and daughter and son, family owned and operator, which means he's got his name and his reputation. The place, bigwheelsbodyshop.com. And it's a great time now to, if you got a repair that's needed and your vehicle's still running, get with Will, get all the parts and everything ordered. So when it comes time to work on it, everything's there. You're not just dropping it off waiting for everything to come in. If it's still operable, do it the easier way. And Jordan and Chris will take care of all that for you. The place, bigwheelsbodyshop.com. Well, coming up at the top of the hour, what I think is the funniest names in the auto industry, that they name vehicles and still sold them. Some in the country, some out of the country, but I still found them all very, very entertaining. And so we'll, I think, hopefully you'll find it as funny as I found it. And then we've got.
What's going to happen if we don't?
Oh, I don't know.
Gonna be a rough segment. Isn't
Yeah, we'll just have to do best of and pack up and go home.
Have Maddie. We'll force Maddie to do the Maddie minute.
That's right. Yeah, if nobody's laughing, then especially you, then we'll just go with best of, and we'll just go home. Get an early start for Texas OU.
Here you go.
Hey, I want to round out a couple things real quick and get finished here. The numbers with Ram are okay. Lexus is up. Toyota is up. Real quick, the Grand Highlander, there was a hold on that because the supplier for different parts and everything, and getting it to them where they can get up and rock and rolling. Everything's hunky-dory. The Grand Highlander is now in production and will be available soon. Go to Freeman Toyota. That's freemantoyota.com. Make your appointment, get your deposit. That was their top seller. They were rocking with that thing. And then it became a supply issue, and there was a technical issue. That vehicle was on hold. Not anymore. And every time I went, I couldn't tell you how many people went in and left deposits. Now they're excited because now they're going to start building them again and get the Grand Highlander up and rocking. Audi, you want to make a deal, and you're an Audi fan, now's the time. They're down 22%. And trying to make things work. They are wheeling and dealing. VW, another one, down 18%. VW was another one that, shot themselves in the foot. We're going all electric. We're going to do this. They stop it. Don't make those amounts. Just let it be progressive. And if the consumers aren't buying, back off. If they're buying, obviously, that's the way the auto industry's always worked. But these federal mandates are ridiculous when you got the top employer in the world and you want to put mandates on them. I get the safety factor. Don't understand the cafe. That's ridiculous. Let the people buy what they want to buy. That's why I want everybody in Congress to keep saying what the American people want. They don't want you and what you're doing to us, burying us in $35 trillion in debt, and then telling us what you think is best for us. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You need to know what's best for us and run on those guidelines, and it would make so much more sense. But anyway, and then Lamborghini, they're down a little bit. Bentley's down a little bit. All your luxury brands, there's only a few that are doing well, and that's Mercedes and Lexus, and everybody else is trying to figure themselves out. But there's a reason why.
That mainly the interest rate?
Yes, and the wealthy people
are not going to pay high interest.
Well, they don't. Most of them pay cash. When I was over there talking to Brandon Porter, the general sales manager there at Grubbs Infinity, I was shocked how many people are writing a check for over $100,000 and buying these vehicles. He said 80%. And the other 20% were putting down half.
I need to get to know some of those people.
Yeah, I need some new friends.
I think I might claim one as my relative.
But yeah, those people that are buying those luxury brands, they don't care about interest rates.
I'm gonna have one of those DNA tests on site.
Yeah, but they're concerned about who the next president is going to be, and what's going to happen with their money. So they're bailing, they're backing off. We get back some of the funniest names in the auto industry, and then coming up, the three main factors of what people are going to be looking at in October when it comes to acquiring an automobile here on the Automotive Edge radio show on 1190 KFXR, part of the iHeartMedia network. Don't go away. Big Wheels will be right back, and we're just going to let him take over from here on out. What do you think?
You really
Are you
wanna-
ready?
You
Put me in,
really
coach.
want me to do that?
No.
Would you trust me to do that?
We're going to make it the Bo and Maddie hour.
There you go. I could do that.
There we go. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
So Maddie's going to be gone when we're going to be doing the big thing at Eldorado Chevrolet.
Wow.
What a time to be
Thanks,
leaving us.
Maddie.
I'm all.
I didn't know you were doing a bid thing at Eldorado Chevy.
We got the big car
We've been
show
announcing
there
it every
Where
Saturday,
you been?
Maddie.
For 6 months.
I have a lot of dates in my head, and sometimes they get mixed up.
I'm sure you do.
I have a lot of things in
Golly.
my head too, but it's usually not dates.
I'm going to homecoming. Hey, do y'all do mums in college?
No,
They don't?
it's the Midwest. I don't do mums in the Midwest,
Oh,
and
okay.
also I think that's just like a high school thing.
Yeah, it's pretty much high
So
school
they
stuff.
just have do you have like a strip there and like at SMU and a bunch of the colleges they have a road that's blocked off and everybody tailgates? There's a name for it. Do y'all have the big whoop-de-doo on a street there in
I think all
Mizzou?
colleges have that.
We don't have a strip, but we have parking lots. So the Mizzou is a college town. So, I mean, when you have the parade for the homecoming, they block off the main street, which is Broadway, and they do that there. But people usually just tailgate in the parking lots.
So do you have a lot of old classmates that you meet up there?
Oh yeah, so a lot of them live there still.
Nice.
So who are they all playing?
Auburn.
Well, that might be a win though.
Mizzou's
I don't
playing good
think so.
football this year.
You don't think so? I think it could. Yeah.
Y'all got a good team this
We're
year.
pretty good this year, but I know Auburn is pretty good as well.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all be all right.
I think Auburn's just okay. I don't think they're that great. Check to see what their record is.
Deg Greg just joined us. Good morning, Deg. That's a cool name. We have Deg and then we have Vin with us
Okay, we
today.
got some cool names.
There's some cool names.
Yeah, I mean Auburn they just got destroyed last week by Georgia,
They did.
and they got beat by Oklahoma. So they're not playing that great. I think Mizzou.
Well, after Georgia got beat by Alabama, God pray for the ones who were playing the next week because they were going to get punished, and
Yes.
they did.
Yeah, well, Auburn. I think Mizzou's got a good shot. Mizzou's 21 in the nation, so yeah, I think that's a good shot for y'all.
Yeah, y'all all right.
That'll be fun.
Yep. Well, there's plenty of customers in here getting their new Nissans today.
Maybe we should have. Why don't we have Maddie call us on the phone from the game? What time's the game? Probably late though, isn't it? Or afternoon. She could call us while she's out there, though.
Yeah, she could call in.
Would you do that?
Well, I will
Maddie?
be busy.
Oh,
You're
my
not
God.
that
Did you just
busy to
really
where
say
you couldn't
that?
call on your cell phone out there. wherever
Yes, I
you-
guess I could call. If you really want me to, I can call in.
Yes.
Oh, let us just beg you, Maddie.
Yeah, I'm begging.
How
I'm begging.
Wow, we know where we rate with Maddie.
I don't mind begging. I think it'd be very cool that you call us, give us an update of what's going on
What
out
time's
there.
the game, Maddie?
It's
It's at 11:30.
Oh, well, so you could call like at
You say you
10
could
o'clock.
call, we could hear the crowd and everybody, and
Yeah, give us a report of what's happening out there. That'd be so cool.
okay, how much, Maddie?
How much?
No, it's okay. I'll call. I'll call it like 10 o'clock.
Oh, that'd be great.
Here we go.
Make sure that Jerry knows.
Jerry knows how to answer.
This
the
is true. I
phone.
got to tell Jerry.
Yeah, we'll make sure. We'll try to remind him of that too, because I'm not so sure.
Is it
he might not-
214-787-1190?
Yes, that is correct.
Wow, that's impressive.
She glad she knows that number.
Maddie knows the number.
Make tell Jerry that that's one thing he needs to learn to do is answer the phone. He had learned that.
I
How to-
told him it's in the notes where
how to
you
do
have
that.
to answer the phone because you have sponsors that call.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got an earful last week. Nobody was able to call in.
Yeah.
Well, they were able, but
Yeah.
we didn't have a recipient on the other end.
Yeah. We need a special bat phone just called when we're like to us to hear. We could make that happen.
Well, we used to have that. Actually, my wife took care of all the phone calls.
Yeah, it was not as great as it should have been, but
Well, the software, I mean, and
Yeah.
her trying to.
we had to. It was like a 3-step process, but we needed where they could just call right here,
Yeah.
hook it up to the system.
Yep.
Actually, I could do that anyway. They could call my cell phone and I could plug it in here and people could hear. Except I don't want to give my cell phone number out to everybody in La La Land.
Oh yeah, they'll be blowing it up.
I get enough of that already.
Huh.
So everybody, appreciate y'all being a part of our broadcast today. Be sure and like and share our show. The best way to do that, if you don't mind, is if you're watching the show right now, there's a little white arrow at the top left-hand corner. Just click out of that. And when you do, you'll still see the show. You'll see us. And then hit share there because it actually shares this particular show. Charlie says we need to get a burner phone.
Get a burner phone. Morning.
After each show, we get another one. Not a bad idea, actually, Charlie.
Yeah.
We would like to take this time to say thank you for flying with us today here on the AutomotiveEdge.com Flight 101. Please extinguish all cigarettes and cigars. Place your seats in the upright position and fasten your seatbelt. Please do not try to exit through the exit door.
214-787-1190 is the number here today. Live, Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro. And it doesn't matter where you are. I mean, make the drive. We just had some people from Haslett come in. Had some people out in Weatherford come in. McKinney. It's worth the drive when you're saving this kind of coin and driving home in a new vehicle. Plus, you really get that nice drive back home and enjoy the drive, enjoy the vehicle, enjoy the money that you saved all at one place. Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro. Come on out. And I'm telling you right now, Justin Crane, he's not playing around with the discounts that he's giving on these vehicles. He's killing it. And we've had a couple people come out and say they were so waiting for that gotcha moment or the special add-ons, or whatever the case, and it just doesn't happen here. You buy what you want to buy and add what you want to add. Otherwise, just buy the vehicle and head home. The place, BurlesonNissan.com. All right, are you ready for this?
Okay, these are the craziest car names.
The funniest car
ever.
names ever.
And you got 20 of them?
I got 10.
Okay.
There was a bunch.
How come you stopped at 10?
Well, there was just a bunch. Hopefully everybody be laughing so hard I can't get through half of them.
We're hoping.
Italy came out with their new sedan years back, and the title of their new sedan was called the Bimbo.
That is
The Bimbo. I was going, so I had to, and now look, I researched all of these. I know for a fact that they're all real names. They were on the nameplate.
Bimbo.
The Italian sedan, the Bimbo.
It's better than Bozo, I guess. Not much.
No. Here was one.
Would you think ladies would have gotten a little bit upset at that?
What do you drive? Bimbo. I'm sorry. No, ma'am. I'm sorry. What do you drive? Bimbo.
It's kind of a slang for sometimes
Yeah, I
for
know.
ladies, you know. She's a bimbo.
How about this one? Suzuki came out. This is unbelievable. The Scrum Joy Pop.
The what? Scrum what?
The Scrum Joy Pop. Get them while they're hot at Suzuki. Scrum Joy Pop.
Boy, some people have been really smoking some heavy ganja doing these
Woo.
days.
Here's one Mazda.
Mazda? This is going to be a Mazda?
The Carol Me Lady.
Really, they actually named a Carol Me Lady. So that's just stupid right there. That's not even funny.
And they got it from The Sound of Music.
Well, good for them.
The Carol Me Lady. So
Carol Me Lady.
he comes up every day and walks the showroom.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Does he buy anything?
I don't know.
Maybe he has about 5 Nissans by now.
Suzuki. I mean, a Mazda, Carol Me Lady. Yeah. Honda. They came out with one called Life Dunk.
Life Dump.
And it said that it was named after one of Eddie Murphy's movies.
I think it'd have been better if they'd have called it Life Stomp.
Life Dunk.
I never know. I don't even know about the movie. Do you?
No, I didn't Google it. I was too busy verifying these are really names. Isuzu, the mysterious utility wizard.
They named that the whole thing.
Yeah.
The
mysterious utility wizard.
Wow, that's just crazy. That's horrible, dude.
Yeah, you're sitting there going, Toyota. They have a van in Tokyo, and it's called the Deli Boy.
That's kind of funny, Deli Boy. Where people try to
You
buy
can't make
delis
this
from
stuff
them when
up.
you're buying one of those.
Now, this one kind of, when I was talking to my buddies, they were not surprised the name, but in Pakistan, they have one called the Master Rocket.
They
Yes,
should
sir.
They should come out with one called "I Kill You."
Endorsed by Ahmed.
Yeah, that Ahmed would be a good name for a car. Actually.
You know what? He actually went overseas and did the Ahmed, and it was, you see all these guys there falling out of their chair, dying
to those
laughing.
folks.
Oh, yeah.
That's just, well, it's funny.
Nissan. How about the Prairie Joy?
Prairie Joy.
Yep.
Oh,
Now, their Z car over there, they didn't call it the Z car. They call it the Fair Lady.
Fair Lady. Now that's interesting.
Yeah. I didn't get it for a Z car.
Fair Lady.
It takes all the masculinity out of it.
Yeah, for a Z car.
Yep. So there you go. The Bimbo.
That's real good.
The Scrum Joy Pop.
That's a good one.
That's
That's so out of
Carol Me Lady.
Yeah, that's that Scrum Pop.
Just think, if you bought the car, would you ever tell anybody the real name of it?
Of course not.
I'd
I'd
call
take
it.
the labeling off.
Yeah, I say it's the Carol. Carol Shelby. Well, it's close. The Life Dunk, the Mysterious Utility Wizard, the Deli Boy, the Master Rocket. That's actually pretty cool.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
So
And then the Prairie Joy and the Fair Lady.
How successful were some of these vehicles?
They didn't last long.
I didn't think the name would last long.
The Bimbo actually had a 2-year run.
That's funny, though. Hey, Bimbo. You got a Bimbo?
What are you here for, Bimbo? What did you call me? Yeah.
That's nice.
You know
Good
what?
job.
I just think it's, as all of these people are sitting around in rooms coming up with all of these crazy names that they actually come together and go, let's do it.
They need to name one Boxcar Willie.
That wouldn't be bad, though.
I know. It's got car in it.
Yeah.
And if it's shaped kind of like a little kind of a box.
Yeah.
That's,
So if you think about it, if you how many cars are actually named after somebody, and there was almost very, very, very few. People say, what about the Carroll Shelby? When that's not it. Carroll Shelby was the designer and took a Mustang and put all of his stuff on it. It was called a Shelby Mustang, but it was actually a Mustang, and then they added Shelby to it once he put all of his stuff on it. But when you come out, there was not a Carlos Montalban.
all right. They need to name some, and they need to name one of these EVs the Kamala.
Oh, that's horrible. Why would you even? Yeah.
The Kamala.
There's a vehicle out there I'd put her name on. No doubt about it. But yeah, if you think about it, you go back, the Willis was the last name on a vehicle.
What year? Because I was
You had the Willis Jeep, which they started building them for the military.
right.
And that was the last time that you saw a name on a vehicle.
I had when back in the day, I built these model cars. Did you ever do that with the glue?
Oh,
and the whole
sure.
thing?
All the time.
One of my favorite ones.
Remember
was
what
the
the
Willis.
brand name was? The top brand one? Revell.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I built a ton of those.
Love doing
all
that,
the time.
painting them. But the Willis,
You had the little acrylic glass paint jars.
They still exist, I think.
Oh
don't
yeah,
they?
oh yeah,
Well, one of my favorites that I did was the Willis, the one that it was kind of the coupe like.
yeah.
They made a lot of as dragsters out of it. I love that, and I enjoyed putting those together and getting them really cool looking.
Oh yeah.
I wish I still had them.
I got to where I would use a toothpick for the glue, where I didn't.
That's pretty.
The first
good.
few I put together, didn't look
I
real.
know.
Glue was everywhere.
I know.
But once I had it down, the only thing I couldn't do was the ships. My dad used to do the ships with the sails and the string and all that. I
Right.
didn't have the patience for that.
Wow.
But he built 6 ships, and Zachary had them in his bedroom. And watch him. There you go. Thank you, Ronnie Swain. My dad built all these ships, but we moved 4 times and they got damaged up.
Right.
And we did keep one for Zachary, big in the military. But if you think about it and go back to all of the names, there was brands like the Ford family, the Ford line. You had the Ford Mustang, whatever, but none of it was named a name. And only in movies did you actually see the name other than the Willis.
Well, there's some cool names out there. I bet if you named a car the Trump, I bet it would sell like.
Oh, it
crazy.
would.
I mean, that's got a like a real. It's almost like the Triumph. It's got
Now,
a Trump.
one
It's
of my
like-
buddies said I was wrong when we were talking about it because he said there was a car named the Jack Nicklaus, and I'm like, that's not true. They had a Lincoln Continental that was the Golden Bear edition, which was
Right.
green and white, but it was not the Jack Nicklaus. So
It's the Golden
it was
Bear.
and had a little golden bear because his brand was the Golden Bear,
right.
and so they had that little emblem on it, but it was never known as a Jack Nicklaus.
I actually think that would be a great idea for some of these car manufacturers to use. I think there's some cool names out there. How about the Van?
Oh, the Vin would work.
How great is that?
Yeah. And what was the other one?
Maltabon, wasn't it?
No, what was the guy's name? Deg. The Deg.
Yeah,
The Deg would work.
that's Gregor's brother.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Christopher Gregor's brother.
Deg.
That's how he goes by. But yes,
Yeah,
that's
it's a cool
kind of
name.
cool. What are you driving? I drive the Dag.
I tell you a car that would work, the John Wayne,
There's no doubt about that.
the Duke edition.
Especially if it was like a muscle
Oh, yeah.
vehicle,
It'd
like,
work.
like those
1 minute.
Broncos we've seen.
You could get a luxury car and, like the Cadillac, do a Elvis Presley edition.
Oh, you kidding me?
Yeah, there's some people out there that you can
I
put their
think
name
people
on.
are missing
sell.
that. They may have to pay a royalty to the
How about the
Presley.
Bronson?
That's nice.
Charles Bronson.
hmm
Yeah, that'd work.
Yeah, so I think they're missing out
The
on some of
Rocky.
it. Think about that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, then manufacturers need to let us in
They-
these meetings to
I
name these vehicles.
guarantee you, people. That would be. I believe you'd find that a lot of people would be buying for the name as much as anything.
Oh, yeah,
if
what
you
do
had
you-
something cool.
What
like
did
that.
you buy? I bought the Rocky. Rocky edition.
There it is.
Bought the Elvis Presley.
Is that the Rocky
edition.
2 or Rocky 3?
Yeah, really. I'd just go with Rocky. Yeah, some of that stuff.
30
but-
seconds.
Yeah. Okay, Maddie.
Golly.
Wow.
Yo.
She's excited she ain't going to be here next
I
week.
know. She's
Two
already.
one-
Yeah, no, I
14.
didn't yell. I'm just reminding you. Gentle reminder.
214-787-1190 live today. Burleson Nissan 35 in Renfro. Come on out. We'd love to meet you. Introduce you to the great folks here. Don't go away. Big Will Bow be right back.
We need to have people call in and tell us what they think about the name, a person's name. It'd be cool. Or
Well, you need to be pumping up that phone number and getting them to call in, Bo. You got a lot of leg with these
I'm not
people.
sure. I'm not sure Maddie even answers the phone.
I do. I watch it all the time.
I couldn't hear you. The music. That's probably didn't want to.
I said I watch the phone so we don't miss calls.
You're a sweetheart for that.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. How do you think you always get your sponsors' calls?
Huh?
We call
Because
them.
I watch the phone.
We call and tell you that they're calling.
We text you.
We text you. We'll talk to him in a second. I got to
What a nice day.
until it
Goodness
gets up to
gracious.
97.
Yeah, we're going Oktoberfest today out at South Lake Town Center. So it's going to be a little toasty out there with all the building, but hopefully there'll be a little bit of breeze, and maybe it'll keep a lot of people from going so we're not in line to get a sandwich or a burger. They've got the lobster rolls out there today, and you can't get near that. $30 for a lobster sandwich. $30, and there's a line forever. I wouldn't pay $30 for a sandwich. I just can't do it. Maddie, would you pay $30 for a lobster sandwich?
For a lobster sandwich?
Yeah.
I would not.
Do you like lobster?
Not like that.
Yeah.
I'll have crab like in sushi, but I don't think I've had lobster.
You like sushi?
Tail or anything like that.
Do you eat real sushi
lobster
or
mac and
just
cheese.
California rolls?
Mm,
I mean, you're a real sushi
I'll
eater.
have sushi, but not particularly like California roll. I like spicy tuna.
You like the real sushi.
Yeah, I do like the real sushi.
Oh, shoot. We're even bigger buddies now. Does your dad eat sushi?
Oh my gosh, yes, he loves sushi.
Your mom?
Yeah, so does she.
Wow. Impressive. Well, we're going to have to get together and have sushi. That's what we'll do. When you get back from Mizzou, you and Bo will meet for lunch. We'll do sushi. We'll get Bo eating sushi.
Okay, I would love that.
Yeah, Bo doesn't like sushi, but I don't think he's eating the right sushi.
He can have the kid's bento box then.
Yeah. Bo, you don't like sushi, do you? Yeah, he'll eat it. Yeah, we'll make him eat it. Yeah, you just got to. That's what napkins are for. You got to try it, though.
I don't like sushi and I don't like oysters.
But you got to try the sushi.
I'll try it.
You know,
Then
a
I'll
little soy and wasabi.
then I'll probably
you'll be
spit
fine.
it out. Who's talking about that?
Maddie loves sushi. Maddie and I are closer now.
Just
I didn't
'cause
know
of
I
that?
could love Maddie more. I do now. You got me a new sushi buddy.
Well, see, that'd be a great Maddie minute right there. She could talk about.
Well, we're gonna take Maddie out for sushi, and then
Okay.
we're gonna talk about it on the show.
Okay. Where do you go for sushi?
Oh, buddy, I know some great sushi bars.
All right.
1 minute.
Yeah, buddy. Me and Maddie will see. I like it all.
Maddie, you have so many things in your life that are so good that we need the Maddie minute or Maddie segment.
No, I don't want to talk on air.
But you're doing it now.
You
Yeah,
ask me questions.
she
I'm
gotta
not
be
leading
prodded.
conversation. I'm just
Okay. All right.
answering questions.
Okay. Then that's what we'll do. We'll do the Maddie segment. by
No,
asking
no,
her
no, no.
questions.
Hey, have you met
No.
Justin E from Metro?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, that's
I'm
him.
more of a behind the scenes girl.
Behind the scenes. Come on, Maddie. People are out there. We want Maddie. We want Maddie.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a Maddie promo.
Well, I love Cajun food, Ronnie. So you got to give me that.
You like Cajun food?
I love all the Cajun stuff.
Oh, yeah, we know you don't. You like weirdo potato salad and your gumbo.
That's what they do in
Yeah,
Louisiana.
you keep saying that.
Man, you
I
know
don't
what?
get it.
That place out there when we went to Judge Gregory's shoot 'em
He'd
about,
been drinking.
that was some of the best food we'd ever tasted.
I'm telling you what, I don't like fried catfish, but I've never eaten anything like it.
It was awesome, wasn't it?
That was the bomb.
And
That
guess
man
what?
can cook.
And what did he say about the potato salad and the gumbo?
He said, but it's got to be mustard.
Yes, that's exactly what it's got to be.
Can't be mayonnaise.
No, mustard.
Don't get it.
Flop it right in the middle of the
214-787-1190 is the number. This segment of the show is brought to you by Classic Kia Carrollton. Our buddy Jesse Hull, managing partner. I saw he just did a video and put it out there. He did really, really well.
Did he?
He's all kicked back talking about, and they do a lot of great things. They support wounded warriors. They raise money for the community. They do so many great things and sell a great product, Kia. From the EV6, EV7, EV9, the Kia Soul, the Sportage, the Carnival. He's got it. And then you take a look at his pre-owned lot from Corvettes to certified pre-owned Kias. All at one place, right there at 121 and 35. Stop in and ask for Jesse. Let him know you're listening to the Automotive Ed radio show. My son got his new
121 and 35. It's Frankfurt and 35.
Well, between Frankfurt and 121. right there on the exit road.
Okay. It's really Frankfurt 35.
I'm just glad you're participating and listening to what I'm saying.
I do on occasions.
The place, go to classickia.com. That's classickia.com. Let Jesse know you're listening to the Automotive Ed Radio Show. We had 3 people last month call and said, you know what? We didn't even tell them about the radio show. We just wanted to hold you accountable. And they were all ecstatic. 2 bought new and 1 bought pre-owned, and enjoy the way they do it. ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. All right. So what's hot in the marketplace right now, you ask? Well, let me help you with that. It's real simple.
Hot in what way? The sales or
the deal.
deals?
Right now, you know what? It's amazing. We used to call them SUVs, sport utility vehicles, and then they became crossover. Here's what's funny. You had the sport utility vehicles, which the first one that really was the Storm and Norman of the market was the Honda CRV. And when the CRV come in around 97, 98, I had deposits for like 35, 40 of them. I've told the story before. I just, man, I couldn't take orders fast enough. And it was called an SUV, and the CRV was called, for CRV, was comfortable runabout vehicle. And and there were so many accessories. You could accessorize this to the nines, and it just kept getting better and better and better. Then Toyota came out with the RAV4, and then everybody started jumping, and there were so many hit and misses in the SUV market. And then they said, well, we're going to go crossover. And I'm like, what does that mean?
That's more like a hatchback, isn't it?
Well, what they did was the luxury brand, they didn't want to be an SUV. They wanted to be a crossover.
Oh, okay.
Crossing over from a car to a sport utility vehicle. And that's where they became, instead of an SUV, we want to be a crossover. We want to be more carish, SUV-ish combined. And I'm like, stop it. So Infinity
David
was
Gomez
the first one that
them
came out and said, we sell crossovers.
That's
We don't sell SUVs. We sell crossovers.
the 5th door.
Yeah. So anyway, that market, the small SUV market right now, is on fire.
Is that considered the crossover?
Well, I consider them all SUVs.
Right.
I don't care about what do you want. Call it whatever you want. They're all SUVs to me.
Right.
The HRV, the Honda HRV, is killing it. I mean, they are doing really, really well. The Corolla hatchback, killing it. When you look at the Corolla hatchback, it looks like a little miniature SUV. It doesn't look like a Corolla. When it comes by, you look at it and go, wow. The Corolla Cross, Corolla hatchback. The Prius, I am telling you what, that Prius is rocking. And that is one of the tried, true, and proven first hybrid that just came out and dominated the market. Does really, really well. The Buick Encore is on fire. These little SUVs the gas mileage is fantastic. They're comfortable. Even though it's small, the seating for, guys my size is a very, very comfortable vehicle. Acceleration, ride, handling, fantastic. And then the Kia Seltos doing really, really well. That's the hot market where people go, well, I don't want a car, but I don't want a big SUV. I want something that's going to get good gas mileage. And those numbers are up. They're up 19%, depending on the product, up to 38% on the small SUV market. And then the next market that's doing really cool, and it's really exclusive because you have your mid-size pickup truck. So you have your Nissan Frontier, you have the Toyota Tacoma, you have the Colorado with Chevy, the Canyon with GMC, you have the Ridgeline with Honda, and then you have one that is smaller. But when you look at it, it really looks like a mid-size truck, and that's the Ford Maverick. And the Ford Maverick, the sales are through the roof. I have more people going, hey, how fast can I get a Maverick? We had some family members went into Grapevine Ford, met with Cameron and Andrew, and got to spec one out and ordered it. Got there 6 weeks later, but it was their color, their design, their option vehicle. And that Maverick, I remember when it first came out, you couldn't even get your hands on one. And now there's a little bit of inventory, but that is an incredible hot market. Our buddy Cliff fell in love with the Maverick. When that thing came out, boom, he had one. And so it's exclusive because you don't have the small Isuzu truck around anymore. You don't have the Mazda truck around anymore, which all hit that. You had your small pickup truck, then they call it mid-size.
Datsun pickup.
Yeah,
That.
the Datsun.
My brother had
anyway,
one of those.
there's nothing in that market. It's its own niche that Ford
Cool.
has on that, and it's still really, really strong. So your vehicles that you're trading in, here's where all the money is right now. Your 1, 2, and 3-year-old vehicles are on fire because the lease vehicles, and we talked about this last week, your lease vehicles are not being returned. They're financing the residuals and keeping them. They're driving them for 3 years going, wait a minute, I know this vehicle. I love this vehicle. I want to keep it. And they are. And they're refinancing. What they're doing is going to the dealer. The dealer will take it back, certify it. They'll actually buy the residual and then resell it to the consumer, take it back and inspect it, which they have to. So I was asked that a bunch when I was talking to David Gomez, the managing partner there at Highly Accurate Fort Worth. I said, what are you doing? He said, buddy, our lease returns are not lease returns anymore. They're residual financing. I said, what is that? They don't just refinance the residual. They have to buy it because it's owned by Honda Motor Company. So they buy it from you for that residual. Then they have to take it to the shop because they're going to sell it back to you to make sure the car passes inspection, has not been damaged, because they don't want a lawsuit. They don't want to get a vehicle that Bo wrecked, he had fixed up, and then he brings it back, and they went, okay, we'll just finance the residual. Once they put their name on it and they buy it for you, they're responsible. So they have to put it on the rack, go through the whole vehicle, make sure there's no damage, the car meets all the criteria, and then sell it back to you. And that is the hot spot. These cars that are coming off in 2 and 3-year-old leases, boy, they are rocking right now. The dealers can't get enough of them. They want to get their hands on these vehicles and certify them and get them back out because they're saying, get this, 2.2 million cars are going to be refinanced, not turned in.
Wow.
2.2 million pre-owned. So what does that do? It boosts the resale value, mainly in cars. Your sedans, your Honda Civics, your Toyota Corollas, your Mazda 3, your Honda Accords, your Nissan Versa, Nissan Sentra, your Altimas, all the car lines are doing phenomenal in the pre-owned market right now. Why? Because of price points. The average car dropped down to $44,260, down almost $2,000 in just a couple of months because people are price conscious and they're interest conscious. So what are they doing now? They're buying less vehicles. And so with less vehicles, the lower price ones are now boosting in value. Don't be fooled by all these reports about, well, the cars are off 5%, 8%. Stop. There is a special market, and that is the sedans right now that are doing really, really well. And the ones they can certify are doing exceptionally well. 214-787-1190. Remember, if there's something we can help you with when it comes to your automotive needs, go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave me your name and number. I'll call you after the show. And then I'll give you Bo's number, and you'll call him for a good joke, good laughter, or something along those lines. He'll help you out. Quick break. We're going to pay some bills, introduce you to some sponsors. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
You gotta go tell him you're pulling for Texas. We got OU. Look at that. Got OU all over the shirt. This is one of my favorite songs.
There's a lot of bass in that in there.
Pretty simple bass line, but it's cool.
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you.
It's starting to rock and roll in here. People coming in and spending their money here. Love us some Nissan.
Yeah.
Good to see.
So far I've looked at it, and we're about half and half OU and Texas fans on the showroom floor.
Yeah. Might be about halfway on listeners, too.
Yep. I just like to see a good football game. The blowouts.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
I loved when Baker Mayfield was playing for OU.
Oh, I really enjoyed a lot of the times that Switzer was coach at OU. I thought he was a hoot.
Who?
Switzer.
Oh yeah.
Barry.
So I'm on a golf course in Coppell, and got me a new driver.
When was this?
Years ago.
Oh, okay.
And I'm on the 9th hole. We're on the turn, and I crank me one out, and this thing takes off like it was shot out of a cannon. And all of a sudden, it's headed down the fairway, fades to the left, crash right through the window. And there's nothing they can do because it's part of your HOA. They tell you,
It was a house?
Barry Switzer's house.
Oh, really?
Right through the window.
So you think somebody was aiming at him?
So
he didn't bring his gun out and start shooting.
Yeah, we load up and we're in the golf carts, and this guy comes out and he's just hooting and hollering, "Who hit that ball?" I said, "It was me." And he's just going off, and next thing you know, Barry's like, "What did you hit?" And I said, "I got me a new," talking like that. And he goes, "Well, put some tape on it. Got to give me another piece of glass." And so I've had some. I took out a window on Champion Circle. This guy come out and he's just cussing up and down. I said, "Buddy, you signed up when you joined the HOA and lived on this golf course. You took it through my new sliding window, but I don't care what I took it through. Have a good day. You hope I don't come down there, buddy. You're more than welcome to come on down.
Come on down.
Bring my golf ball." But yeah, it was so funny. This guy comes out and he goes, "You know who lives here?" I said, "I really don't care who lives there." And sure enough, here comes Barry. He's like, "Really?"
That's funny.
But he was so cool about it.
I always thought he was cool.
Yeah.
And he just was a hoot.
Jerry couldn't stand him. Remember when he grabbed Jerry? "We did it, baby. We did it, baby." He's jerking Jerry.
Jerry's a jerk.
He is.
You sent me that deal Jimmy Johnson clip, didn't you?
People didn't think that was real. Now you heard it straight from Jerry.
Well, that's
from
pretty.
Jimmy.
Yeah, he told it like it was, and
And he said, "Are you leaving?" He says, "Got blah 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 until I'm compensated, whatever." Well, and shortly after that, he's resigned.
Yeah.
But alcohol and a big mouth and an ego never go together.
Well, that right there was a big reason why this Cowboy team has not been the same basically since. Now, I love Barry Switzer, and I pretty much had the team. He just had to coach it, and they they almost did it back to back with Barry.
Well, he was only there 1 year.
I thought he played.
But he was given the perfect team. I mean, if he didn't even show up to coach, they would have won the Super Bowl.
No, but he coached. Barry was there more than a year. Barry Switzer was there at least 2 years.
So they, you could have been handed, the key to the
kingdom.
But
that's okay. Barry made it happen, though. A lot of people are handed things and they can't make it happen.
Yep. And then I was a big Bob Stoops fan.
That's why I like. Same to me here.
But you had what's his name? Now coach of North Carolina. Was at Texas forever.
I don't care.
Well,
he was 4 seasons with the Cowboys.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Live today, Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro. Come on out. Don't wait. You don't need to wait till December. Put Nissan on your map. Put Nissan in your phone. Get the directions to head south on 35, exit Renfro Road, and come on out. We'll be here about another hour and a half or so. And you're leaving in a great situation because the discounts that Justin Crane's put on these vehicles. I'm telling you, you're not going to miss it. The place, burlesonnissan.com. All right. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about why it's going to be 97 degrees in October.
Why what?
I like it a little cooler. I'm not, it's about time. I tell you what I really want is some rain. I don't know. Have you been getting any?
Oh, none.
We need rain. That's
Zero.
The one thing our property really needs bad. We haven't seen hardly any in a long, long time.
Yep.
And our pond is completely dried up. and
Really?
our ducks aren't happy.
Was there
And they-
fish in it?
Yeah.
Where'd the fish go?
Well, they say that they get down into the mud to try to live through till the pond comes back. But if they're in the mud, they're dried up too. They're down in there, but they're gone.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
The birds got them.
Probably, yeah, that's probably what happened.
Yeah.
But the ducks are all waiting at our front doorstep, waiting for water.
Yep. Hey, we talked about all the great discounts. They don't get any better than they do right now at Grapevine Dodge, William D. Tate, and 121. Let me run through these again. 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie 4x4, 15,000 off MSRP. 2024 Jeep Wrangler Sport S, 9,000 off. 2024 Wrangler Rubicon, $16,000 off. Durango Hellcat, 15,000 off, and a Gladiator Sport, 11,000 off. And there's a bunch more. If it's a Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, or Ram, the place, Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate. There is so much inventory there. They're remodeling the dealership. When you pull up, I think they got about another month or so to have the showroom open.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've got
I
cars.
thought it was going to be longer than that.
Well, it was. They really picked up the pace because they had to raise up the concrete.
I remember that.
There was a big separation between the corner post and the concrete. Anyway, the remodeling is. I went in there the other day, and it's looking really,
Super.
really nice. They're going to have a cafe in there.
Oh,
and a
nice.
coffee shop.
Awesome.
I mean, they're really going to make, while you're waiting for your vehicle, they're going to make it really, or you're buying a vehicle and you're waiting to get into finance, or you're waiting a car to get through PDI. In the meantime, they've got cars on the street and cars parked every which way, but
You
they
wouldn't
did
believe
open
it.
up a lot for the consumers, plenty of place for you to park and enjoy saving your money and taking ownership of a new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram. The place, Grapevine Dodge, Shane Peck. That's Shane Peck is the guy to see. And I got to tell you what, you won't meet a nicer guy when it comes to your Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram product than my buddy Shane Peck, GrapevineDodge.com. So I want to, I have to sometimes beat this horse a little bit more than I want to. But I want you to know that when you're trading in your car, and when I talk to people, they do the plus when they're trading in their car. And I had told them it doesn't work that way. I went and appraised, about 8 cars on the road this week. I can't get to everybody. It's real simple. If you go to theautomotiveedge.com, you click on Ask Her and you scroll down, there's a trade appraisal form, and we'll get you a good hard number based on how you described it to me. And the only thing that will change is if there's damage on there you didn't tell me about, the tires are worn out you didn't tell me about, different cosmetic things or mechanical things that we find out once you get to the dealership. Well, I went and looked at a couple of cars this week that were jammed up jelly tight. I mean, these were nice, what we call a no-pick car, meaning there wasn't anything to pick on them. They were ready to go. They had them cleaned up, detailed, tired up well, AC blowing cold. They had the books and the records. But there was a couple of them that they spent too much money on. And so one of the cars booked out at $31,000, $31,500. And he goes, nope. I'm not taking anything less than $35,000. I'm like, where did you come up with it? Which I already knew. But I always want to hear from you, the consumer, to tell me. He goes, well, I put a new windshield on it. I put new tires on the car. I had the new Freon added to the AC system. I mean, I'm telling you, this car was nice, garage kept. And he showed me everything. And I said, well, buddy, the reason that I'm giving you the 31.5 or telling you that's what it's worth,
because it's in that perfect condition.
Exactly. And I said, if you had not done those things, your car would have been worth about 27 grand. He goes, so I'm just going to lose that money. I said, no, sir. You're not losing, but he wanted the 31.5 plus all the repairs.
He's not, which a lot of people don't get, is they're not understanding the difference between the 27 and the 31.5.
Right.
By the fact that they put that money into it, they get the 31.5.
Right.
So he would be losing if you've offered him 28 or 27. But and technically he's not, even though he thinks he is because he put the money into it.
Right.
And that's what you're trying to tell people all the time. And a lot of it just depends on which way you want to go with it. Because if it's say in the perfect condition of the vehicle, it's 31.5, and it comes in with a broken windshield, and what else was it? Something else.
He needed tires.
Okay, tires.
He had the injection done to the AC system. He had
so those things would have been deducted from the 31.5, but the one thing that the people don't get is that it's better really that the dealer does that because they can they can do it cheaper.
Yeah.
Than what you're going to do it at.
Yeah. So if you take his bill, the average set of tires about $1,000, and you go through everything that he did, and I did the math on it, it would have cost him the dealer would have done it for about 40% less.
Right.
Not quite 50, because when you're getting in 40, 50 cars and they send them back to recon and are buying that many windshields and that many sets of tires and that many brake pads, and all this adds up. When you're buying in bulk, you're buying in volume, you're paying less. So anyway, he was just mad. And I said, well, here's the thing. You're going to take your car around. He goes, well, I'm seeing online for.
Yeah.
And I said, well, what people are putting things online for and what they're selling for are two totally different things. So if you live, eat, and breathe what they're selling for, that's not going to be advantageous to you. He said, what do you mean? I said, well, here's the deal. You either buy cars retail to retail or wholesale to wholesale. But everybody wants retail for theirs and wholesale for yours. I get it. The auto industry hadn't changed a bit. So I would tell people, look, we can knock this thing out so much quicker. We can do this. We can do that. But here's how this thing works. If you go online and you go to, let's say, 8 different dealerships, and they've got a Nissan Pathfinder, and they're all 2022s, and they have low mileage, and they're listed for $32,000, that doesn't mean your vehicle's worth $32,000. And they're going, well, hang on. If we saw a consensus, I said, well, time out. The reason is the dealer has reconditioning costs. They have to get it up to snuff and pass to be able to put their name on the back of it and stand behind that vehicle, where they're not selling you a vehicle and it winds back at the dealership or in service, and they're doing all these repairs and work to them because it wasn't reconditioned right. And let me tell you, reconditioning is so much more expensive than it's ever been before. When you look at labor rates, $185 to $250. When you look up how much tires cost now, there's just so much more involved in it. And you're paying retail and they're paying wholesale for the work that's being done because they're doing it all in-house. People can't wrap their brain around that. And so then the next lady, I get with her, and she has a Cadillac Escalade, clean. I didn't know you could keep a black vehicle this clean. And it was really nice. And she told me all the work that she did, and she had the big 20-inch tires on it and did all this work. And I told her, hey, this is what it's worth. She goes, you can leave.
Oh, wow.
And I already knew. I just did blah, 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 blah. So I'm telling you, this is a hard number. When you go to the dealer, you're going to get this or less. And she goes, well, I know people. Well, I got a call 2 days later going, is that number still good? And she goes, this industry is such a ripoff. I'm like, no. The money you put into your vehicle, you get out of it and trade in. If it's done right and you put the right stuff on, it's repaired right. That's the way it works. You're reducing the amount of money that a dealer would have to put in it and their reconditioning costs to get it ready to sell. And I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but that's just the way it is. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheels Bo Carver. Sergeant Maddie back in studio. Yes. We'll be right back.
You think he'll join us?
Oh, I don't know.
You should have seen by the look in my eyes, baby. There was something missing.
I know Justin, he can sport a cool hairdo, can he?
Yeah. Yeah, he can support a lot of things that are good. Thanks, everybody, for being a part of our broadcast today here on the Automotive Edge Facebook page, our Shifting Gears Facebook page, LinkedIn. Now, to find it on LinkedIn, you have to go to Kurt Chase LinkedIn page. And then our really cool spot is YouTube. And that if you go to YouTube, you have to search it. It will be the Automotive Edge Radio Show. That's the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Be sure and put Radio Show in there so it'll take you to the right spot. And become a subscriber to that. Subscribe to that channel. And then when we come on, you'll be notified, and it'll help boost that channel to where we can help people further down the line. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, we appreciate it. And every Saturday morning, we're here from 8 to noon. Next week, we'll be in El Dorado Chevrolet at their, what is it? What year is that? Ninth year, 8th year? What is it? Their,
What are you talking about?
The car show next week.
Oh, this is the, I don't think it says what year it is.
Oh, it's not saying it.
No, it doesn't say.
It's next Saturday. Actually, it's next Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, Friday is the flatbed trailers from 8:30 to 10:30.
Is that the name of a band? Okay.
So
they'll have some music and
yeah, live music, and then all the good stuff, a cooking and a smoking, and
yeah, and Saturday
ready to go
car show and the contest for the barbecue chicken and beans.
Well, you got ribs, chicken, brisket, and beans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is going to be, y'all should come out to El Dorado Chevrolet in McKinney, Texas, and join us next week because it's going to be a fun day. And Kurt is promising a nice weather day.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
Cool.
It's going to be beautiful. And then we got the 6th anniversary of your CBD store in Keller. Gotta like it.
So is it? They should have waited till the next week.
Well, you do both. Do both. Go out and get you a new Chevy, eat some barbecue, check it out, make a donation to the Guns and Hoses Foundation for the fallen public safety police and fire department.
Right. There's plenty of time in the afternoon.
And then shoot over to your CBD store and get you a little CBD for the weekend.
Get you some seltzer and chill out the rest of
the
day.
There you
go. That's all right.
Yeah.
Register to win a year full.
It's like going to
CBD.
Six Flags and enjoying all the rides.
I like it.
You know,
there he is. He is alive.
Is that full of money?
Alive. That's it. That's your engine.
Yeah, what it's going to be nice. We're going to get a cool down, but actually,
Bill Sakala finally woke up. Says good morning.
He just rolled out of bed.
I guess. Is he still hurting from the Cowboy game?
Yeah, yesterday, I told him to turn on the NFL Network. The game was on. I'd have given him the Steelers in a few points. But he does owe me dinner. No, Will Sakala, the big Steeler fan, he told me over at, yeah.
That's funny.
You got time to hang out?
Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
So he
Yep. So he went and he told me that rain delay. He said you would not believe how hard it was raining. He said it was.
It looked like
unbelievable.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be coming down pretty hard.
Yep.
Well, but they
didn't do. Let me tell you, when have you seen how they? I think I sent you the deal on West Virginia, the university, how they play that music when they're coming out. It's unbelievable. They got the music, the lights go out,
crazy,
and they've got. I'm not sure if it's Red Hot Chili Peppers, or whatever, but it's that really cool song, the dun.
Right.
Well, anyway, they do that at the Steelers Stadium.
Oh, yeah, you do?
Yeah. And they didn't do any of that. He said it was because of the.
So is he blaming that the reason why the Steelers got beat?
He says because of the music,
They didn't
and
have their mojo.
no intro and all that. Yeah, they lost the football game, but you know, Steeler fans will always come up with a reason why the Cowboys won. They got the best excuses in the world,
Of course.
and
they
so we were missing so many defensive players. The greatest pass rusher
Right.
in all of NFL, Michael Parsons.
Right.
He's so much better than
of course.
their little number 90, but he just wouldn't.
Still hurting, huh?
Yep. He's at a car show in
Come
Springtown,
on in.
Texas. And I know where that is because I got family that lives there. So, man, you smell good. What are you wearing?
That's his natural body odor, isn't it? Where you at?
There we go. Let's turn him up.
Hey, try that again.
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Oh, good.
Justin Crane, managing partner, general manager here at Burleson Nissan. I got to thank you. Gracie called me.
Yeah, she bought a Pathfinder this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rock Edition.
She did. Yeah.
Rock Creek. And
Yes.
called me up. And she goes, Kurt, we got there, and he showed me that Rock Creek, and I upgraded.
So my customers right there that I've known forever and ever, they're buying a Rock Creek right now too.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. This Rock Creek is they're buying a Rock Creek Rogue, which is like that one over there. It's just, man, killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it.
I
These
saw
Rock
him, and I
Creeks are
said,
great.
hey, when y'all buy this, could I drive it and break it in? She goes, no.
So they want the white one outside
Mhm.
because they're also from Grandview, and white and black is the zebras. That's our color. So they're getting
Oh.
Y'all are zebras?
we're the zebras. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking about
What happens when y'all
Nissan.
play the Lions?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Or I don't know if you play the donkeys. I don't really know how it works. So,
Do you
yeah.
know what they called the Z car years back in Japan?
Well, it was the original Skyline, but Skyline. I may be wrong on this, but I believe it was called Skyline. But then they gave the Skyline name to GTR, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, prior to that, they called it the Fair Lady.
Oh, the Fairlady Z. Yes. Yeah. The Fairlady Z. Yes.
Yeah, I went,
Yeah.
wow.
I think it was called Skyline first.
Right.
And then they gave Skyline to GTR when it was thing, but Fairlady Z. They're back in 2000 and I'm really old now. 2003, we had a Fairlady Z edition here in the States.
Really?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, because everything I looked up, it also said overseas, but you had
Yeah,
the Fair Lady.
We had a
here?
Fairlady. It was, badge Fairlady. And then this year in 2025 or the coming year, we're going to have a Heritage Z, which will have some of the Fairlady badging on it. So yes, yeah, a very iconic name.
I was at the Mecum auction last month, and I was not surprised, but blown away what they were bidding on them Z
Yeah.
cars. If it was a clean
Yeah.
Z car, they were bringing all the range.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I think the Z car was the only one that didn't have a problem with T-tops. If you bought a Trans Am, they
Yeah.
leaked. You bought a Camaro, it leaked.
Well,
I mean,
it was such an iconic car that came before any other two doors were really making it big at the time.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, the first, I guess the 78, does that sound about right?
Yeah.
So I guess you had Firebird, but you didn't have, there was no Supra. It was the first Japanese sports car that had
Right.
come over and had won a bunch of races overseas and had a big name. Z still has a great name.
Yep.
People love them. This is a weird year for when the Z launched because we had 350Z and then we had 370Z. Well, now it's 400 horsepower, but we don't want to call it the 400Z. I don't know. It's
Right.
like, I don't know, the Z Club will be, they'll be tagging us in a minute, but so they just call it Z now. It's not 400Z. And then, so I don't know if the new one, when it comes with 420 horsepower, I don't know what we're going to call it. So I'm not sure.
I
Z
remember
plus.
when
Yeah, Z
you
plus,
come out with
that's
the
right.
300Z, that was the twin turbo, and then Dodge came out with the Stealth twin turbo,
Yes.
thinking it was going to compete, but that was such a brand name that it wasn't a question which
Yeah.
one you're going to buy.
Yeah, it's so iconic. It's a car that a lot like Corvette in a way.
Right.
It's just an iconic car. They love them, they value them, they keep them for 100 years. But yes, Z's a great car. And if you've never driven one, I own a Z. I have a Proto Z, which I love. And Proto means that it was the first 200. So I have number 187 of the first 200 of the new body style that were made. and it's yellow with the gold wheels. Just an amazing car. And off the line, it'll do.
Can I drive it for a
3.2.
weekend?
Sure.
You
Yeah.
say that, but that car
I
will
won't
never
let you.
leave
You're
your
right.
garage.
No. So that car,
politically correct today on the radio.
what you said earlier is, I'm hoping one day at the Meacham Awesome that car is worth a lot of money. So I don't drive it. Matter of fact, I got it out yesterday. It has about 1,200 miles on it.
Wow.
And I've had it over a year. That car will be worth significant money one day. Hopefully, we'll see.
You know, when I was doing a list the other day, and I was sitting with a bunch of car guys, we got the gearheads, the piston head, all these different groups that we're with, and he said, "Tell me 4 cars that don't compare with anything else, that their own entity."
Mhm.
And it was really simple. I put the C8 Corvette.
Yep.
There's not another car like
Nope.
it for the price
Nope.
point.
First
You
ever mid-engine mass-produced car.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Lexus
million.
LC,
Yes.
which is absolutely incredible.
Yes, I totally agree.
Porsche, there's nothing. I mean, Porsche's its own entity. It's
It is.
its own deal.
Yeah.
And then the Nissan Z.
Yeah.
When you get in the Nissan Z, those 4 cars, you wouldn't go, well, the Nissan Z is like
Yeah.
the Corvette is like, you can't match them up.
Ferrari would probably be on that list. They're such a unique car. And then
30 seconds.
Lotus would probably be on that list.
Yeah, the new Lotus is a good look. I saw one the other day.
They weigh
Good
like
looking rig.
1,200 pounds. I mean, you can pick them up and move them around. So
Yeah. Hey, let's
Yeah.
take a quick break. 214-787-1190 is the number. Joining us, Justin Crane, General Manager, Managing Partner here at Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro Road.
Ruh-roh.
Come on out and see us. It doesn't get any better. No need to wait till the end of the year. And
Right.
I'm telling you,
Yep.
no need to wait. The deals are
great
now.
deals right now.
Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro. Quick break, pay some bills. We'll be right back. Yeah, when I was looking at across the board, well, obviously you have, Ferrari, Aston Martin, and go down the list. But these cars, when you looked at the Nissan Z and what it started at, you're going, man, that's a buy.
Yeah.
Same thing, with the Corvette. When you look at those 2 cars and you look at their price point from the 40s to the 70s, depending on how you flip the cars, it's really hard to put anything else in that deal.
Well, and also
people say, what about the Supra? I went,
yeah,
the Supra is a very ugly BMW-ish kind of car.
Well, remember too, the Supra didn't have the Toyota engine in it first.
Right.
Remember, did it have a Ford engine in it first? It had somebody else's engine at first.
BMW.
Oh, that's right. BMW's engine at first. And then, but I will tell you, part of the reason that these brands that you named are so valuable is because they have protected them. Chevy has protected that Corvette name like no other.
Right.
Where like when you talk about,
What do you mean by that?
so like my example would be, and not that I'm smarter than these guys that run the Ford Motor Company, but they didn't protect the Mustang name. So the new SUV that was a all electric, they name it the Mustang,
Mach-E,
or the Mach-E Mustang. And so like
and now they want a Mustang branch.
That's right.
They want to
I hate that.
a bunch of different models.
But
tagged
you
Mustang.
won't see that with the Corvette. They've protected that name. You won't see Nissan ever brand
To have a full
another
Z
car.
line.
Right. They'll never brand another car with a Z. It'll never be a Z Rogue, a Z Armada. They're never going to do that. They're going to protect that name.
Right.
And a couple of these brands, they just haven't. I think about BMW too. Forever and ever, their amazing car was that M6.
Yep.
It was way expensive, just a really amazing car. Well, then all of a sudden you had an M1, an M2, an M3. Well, it made that M6 not worth as much anymore because they
even
shared
took their
that.
SUV with the M5.
That's right.
You're
They
going,
did.
wait a minute,
Which
what are you doing here?
It is their sports mode, their sports car, and shoot, I'd still take a M anything, but they didn't protect it as well. And I think there's a lot of brand value when you protect the name of something.
Well, the Corvette's thinking about having an SUV.
Well, but you remember, so they do already, because it is the Cadillac with the V engine, but they didn't name it Corvette Cadillac.
Right.
They named it Escalade V.
Right.
So it's the Vette motor,
Okay.
but they protected the name. Hey, I hope you guys win. See you after a while. So they protected the name, and they, which is way cool. I would love to drive one of these Escalade Vs. I can't even imagine how much power they have and stuff like that. But they didn't name it Corvette Escalade or Corvette SUV. They named it Escalade V, and they protected the name. So
yeah, and when they electrified the front end, they went E-Ray. It's not they didn't say the all-electric Corvette.
Right. They went the E-Ray.
They're really, and then the SUV, it's still on the block. They haven't chopped it. They haven't gone into production.
Yeah.
They took the front end and they like when it's a rendering.
Yeah.
I
Everything
got
out
Yeah.
there is a rendering.
Right, I got
They
you.
haven't really, said whatever. And that arena in the auto industry is so convoluted
I know,
right now.
yeah.
That,
And Nissan's about to take a test because Nissan has several iconic names. They got the Z, they have Xterra, they had Maxima, and there is a new electric car coming. And it's like, are they going to name it Maxima, or are they going to protect that name? Nobody knows yet. They haven't said. So, a lot of these manufacturers are going to have some test what they do with their most iconic names. So we'll see.
Yeah, the Maxima needs to be. I could see Xterra, but the Maxima. There was two cars out there that I talked about for years and years and years that were two gems in the auto industry. One was the Maxima, and the other one was the Avalon.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, the bang for the buck.
Yeah.
And when you go back into the 80s, it seemed like all the Maximas were burgundy
or white. They were probably.
And let me just tell you what, they would run like a wild Banshee, and which
remember,
Nissan's always been big on.
They named it the four-door sports car. Like if you go look on the last edition of the Maxima, which came out, I don't know, 2000, I don't even remember. And but in the taillights on the side, it says four-door sports car, because that's what they designed it for. The greatest, I'll never forget, one of my favorite commercials that Nissan ever made. It was a Super Bowl commercial. Maybe you remember it. The guy started in a Sentra, then he stretched it out because he had a kid and became an Ultima. Then he stretched it out because he had two kids, and then he stretched it out because it became a Quest. That was the greatest commercial. But yeah.
When Nissan came out, my buddy, his dad gave him the Maxima, and we took that thing out, and it was.
Yeah.
I was like, we're going to get in so much. We weren't in it one night and got pulled over.
Well, and it was iconic too, because remember when Nissan first came to the States, it was Datsun still,
right?
But it was the Datsun pickup. But the first
My
car,
brother had one of those.
yeah. Then it was
drove it forever.
The what they call it, 720. I forgot what they called it.
720.
But then the first car branded a Nissan was Maxima.
Right.
Yeah. So
yeah. And when they came out, I mean, everything was torque.
Yeah.
Everybody thought horsepower, but Nissan delivered the best torque of any product that was in the marketplace.
If they would have ever made that car a rear-wheel drive, been a stunning.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Joining us, Justin Crane, General Manager, Managing Partner here at Burleson Nissan. It's the easiest way to acquire a car. My daughter, thank God that she's alive, and car number 11
yes,
is a brand new Nissan Sentra.
Do you think he taught her how to drive?
Well, could be some, relationship there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we had our buddy come out, and he bought a Nissan Sentra, and then we had Gracie come out and picked out her Pathfinder.
I think on Thursday.
Upgraded it.
Yeah,
Thursday. She sent me a message going, "Hey, we upgraded. Is this good?" And I went, "Let me just tell you can't beat that price." And she goes, "Thanks." And so I had dinner with my nephew last night. He goes, Gracie's doing cartwheels on how easy that went.
Yeah.
Now, here's a lady that lived in Haslett, plenty of Nissan stored between here and there. But I said, here's the deal. It's you don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
You get to go in. They don't pressure. They don't oversell. They don't have $5,000 addendums all over the vehicles. Go buy your vehicle. And she called me. She goes, out of all the ones, and she's a Nissan owner.
Yep.
And she goes, I'm keeping my Nissan. I'm buying a new one. And she goes, I get it.
Yeah.
And I said, for me, that's what's great when I talk about family owned and operated. And you got the owner here. He's live in the community, active in the community. It's a different tone on the showroom floor.
Yeah, sometimes.
So I had a little. How'd y'all do in football today?
We were good. So they have the three
No, wait a minute.
levels.
That's not a good answer.
So I'll tell you. So I left. There was 3 minutes in the game. We were up 54-0. I figured they had it under control. So I went ahead and left. I thought they had that one done.
Well, in Little League football, they said we did good. That means you entered healthy and left healthy. But 54-0.
The funny thing is so there is this little stomach bug going around the whole little team. And my nephew had it this week, and there was literally 3 kids just barfing on the sidelines, squirting water on them, and they go back out there. So, they have a commitment to win. So they are they call them the freshman team. So this would be first and second graders. Maybe some kindergartners too, if they're ready. But yeah, and they're full tackle, full pads. League. Yeah, full tackle, full pads, and then they'll move next year. They'll move to the 3rd and 4th grade, and then the 5th and 6th grade. So
we go pony, junior,
Yeah.
and senior.
Yeah, so they call them freshman, sophomore, senior
Yeah.
is what they call them in the GYA.
I'm
the-
going
the
back to
little
coaching next year. I coached for over 20 years, and I miss coaching Little League,
Yes.
and I never go to the draft. I take all the kids nobody
Yeah.
want, and
Yeah.
we actually put on 14 city championships.
Oh, wow.
And
So,
we had
yeah.
so much fun.
Our team, they're a good little team, and they are, as my nephew would say, they're undefeatable. And so, yeah, they're undefeatable for the
That's
season.
a new term.
And they
I
only
think
have.
Cowboys have adapted that.
I think they only have like 15 kids on the team. So they're all playing offense. They're all playing defense. They all play the kickoff, and every now and then one or two kids gets to rest.
And you always got the kid on the sideline goofing around.
Yeah.
There's always that
they're
one.
pretty good. No, they're pretty good. They're all pretty committed to it. And yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Will Sakala said he's taking you to Whataburger for that dinner for the bet.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, I told you I see him all the time at Fresco's. He's never bought my lunch though.
Oh, really?
I know.
You've never bought.
I know. Like, he sees me.
Wow.
He doesn't buy. I don't know.
Does
what's
he
going
acknowledge
on.
you?
Well, the first time, the second time, he just, he was with his guys. He's
Yeah, didn't
high,
have time.
highfalutin. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
That bacon wrapped shrimp there is the bomb.
Let me tell you what I just discovered there. They have this. They should pay me
Where's
to
this
endorse
at?
them. Fresco's right here.
Oh, okay.
They're only open for dinner and lunch on Fridays, and so we always go, me, Sean, on Fridays. But they have a steak that has they call it chipotle butter.
Wow.
It's phenomenal, and I've had it like 4 weeks in a row now. But it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal steak. So,
Wow.
yeah.
We're in. So we'll pick up his lunch next time
Yeah.
you see.
Yeah, or
Golly.
order the steak.
There you go.
Yeah, order the
Chipotle
steak.
butter steak.
Yeah.
All right. I was talking to a group of car guys the other day, and there was about 30 of us on this chat.
Yep.
And I was asked what I think would make the turning point in the auto industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was really simple for me. And some of the guys that chimed in, 2 of them wound up being district managers for a manufacturer.
Well,
and I said, here's the deal. What I would do to change the auto industry, and I know the listeners don't want to hear this, is they need to put a bigger spread between invoice and MSRP. And what would be great is if, we have holdback, but if there was amount that they would escrow per car deal that went directly to the salespeople, we'd have less turnover, more loyalty, and sell more cars.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, that'll never happen. And I said, what do you do for a living? He goes, I'm a DM for a manufacturer. I went, well, shame on you for saying that.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me when I was managing dealerships was turnover. And then trying to find people where it wasn't a fog and mirror, to get them in here. And I think, we hear about, well, we're paying the union more money. We're paying this.
Yeah.
Well, hang on a second. If you don't have great salespeople that live, eat, and breathe, that are dedicated to their product, that's where I think things fall short. So you can build a great car, but if you don't have people to sell that great car, what are we doing here? I remember the big cash bashes are gone, and the spin to wins are gone, and all the things that were put up for the salespeople that we've taken them off that pedestal, and they need to be put back.
Yeah, it's a tough industry. It is much tougher than the one that I grew up in. Profits are they are scrutinized from every direction. The cost of business continues to rise every day. These manufacturers are under tremendous pressure from the government to produce more fuel efficient cars, to produce electric cars, to produce hybrid cars. They're spending billions and billions of dollars on developing what is next that may or may not make it to the market because of the government requirements. We're 21 days away from knowing what the government was going to require for manufacturers for next year.
Yeah, when you and I were selling, they built cars. If they failed, they quit building them.
That's right.
They weren't mandated by the government, but it started with the bailout.
Yeah.
Once the bailout came,
Yeah.
now they got their hands in a cookie jar and they know nothing about. And one thing I keep talking about is you're the number one employer in the world.
Right.
The auto industry is the number one employer in the world. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Because you and I decide what we're going to buy or not buy.
Right.
If it's not getting the right gas mileage, we're not going to buy it. If we don't like the way it looks, I'll go back to, I remember when Dodge and Chrysler put all their money in the PT Cruiser.
Sure.
They had a 380-day supply and finally went.
If you remember, not at first. Not at first.
Oh, not
it
at
was
first.
very popular. So the problem is we have left a consumer-driven market, and we have entered into a government-driven market.
Right.
And that is the issue. So just like PT Cruiser, I happened to work at a Dodge store back in those days, and PT Cruiser came out. They were hot as could be. They sold at MSRP. Everyone
Even
loved
with
them.
the fake wood trim
They
down
loved
the side. They loved it.
the Woody edition. They loved them. They loved them. But the car got old. But Chrysler made good decisions because the car got old. So what they do? They put cash on it and they got them sold. And because the consumer driven. But now, between the pressure for the engines and the fuel economy and these emission requirements, if Nissan, and I don't know the numbers, so don't go quote me on this, but if Nissan wants to sell 50,000 gas engines a month, well, they have to deliver so many electric cars to earn the credits to sell and it's just, unfortunately, like, I don't want to get in trouble for this, but like most things the government gets involved in, it doesn't come out better. So yeah,
my whole thing is that I don't think there should be a cafe. Get rid of the cafe, because I believe that you are going to buy what works best for you, and the manufacturers adjust to the consumer's needs, not the government needs.
So I guess I could see this two ways. I would certainly say, hey, listen, this is our Earth. It's the only one we have, and we have to protect it, and we have to work hard to build better technology that helps protect it. But at the same time, we've gone to the extremes, and I don't have an issue with saying, hey, listen, your lineup needs to average 35 miles to the gallon, but by 2027, I believe it is supposed to be 55 miles to the gallon. You're not going to get there. Well, then I'm forcing.
Well, when you throw the mix in of electric, then you do the balance on a cafe, which is a big skewed
But
number.
Then I'm forcing guys who need a V8 truck or a diesel truck because they are farmers, they're ranchers, or they're just good old Texas boys that want these trucks. Well, I'm like, well, here's a 4-cylinder full-size pickup. No thanks on that. But that is the road we're on because of these requirements, you know. And again, all requirements are not bad. I always joke with these parents that say, "Man, I want to put my kid in a 89, heavy steel." I'm like, no. A new car is so much safer. The airbags, all the technology, they are superior cars to what we had. So I do like some of the technology requirements, but also too the auto industry, like just what we were talking about earlier, the pressure on price. We've taken such a hit because everything's gotten more expensive. Well, everything's gotten more expensive because in 2025, every U.S. car being sold new has to have pedestrian detection, or every new car being sold has to have 13 airbags. Every new car, all these, it has to have emergency lane change. All these things that the government's requiring makes cars more and more expensive.
Yeah, and here's the thing: you can build a V8 with clean emissions.
Sure, you can.
You can build a diesel with clean emissions.
Yeah.
And I was with Honda for a long time. I remember when they came out with LEV.
Yeah.
Then ULEV. Then SULEV.
Yep.
And so the guy goes, you can almost drink what's being dripped out of the exhaust. So hang on a second here. And I saw a great point. I love Senator Kennedy from Louisiana.
Yes.
He says, let me ask you a question. If we gave you $50 billion right now, what is that going to do to the ozone?
Yeah.
And nobody can answer. He goes, what if we gave you $1 trillion?
Yeah.
What would it do? Because you have these other countries when Russia's building 500 fire coal plants. You got India building another 700 coal plants. And Russia's 70 miles off of the coast of Alaska. You're going, hang on a second here. Why don't we concentrate in the United States that, okay, here's the emissions qualification. We don't give a flip what engine you build.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and do the emissions. They're trying to do the best of both worlds, which is squeezing things. When I was running dealerships and we were running, 6.5%, 7.5% margin, we're like, we're cooking on peanut oil. But now you're being squeezed to a half, 1.5.
I wish. But if you think about like transmissions, back in your day, what is it, a 3-speed, a 4-speed transmission?
Yeah.
Now we have 14, 18-speed transmissions that have drastically increased the power, the torque, and the fuel economy of these cars.
Right.
Because technology has taken us there. It's a really tough road. I hope that we will return to some kind of normal
30 seconds
consumer-led, driven car
stay in your
marketing
lane
before too long.
You're not the guy that wants to go in and technically design them. You want to be the guy that sells them.
That's right.
Everybody get in your lane and stay in your lane.
Yeah.
And Buttigieg and the rest of these folks that are trying to reinvent the wheel, it won't work.
Yeah.
We already see that by the pressures for you to be successful.
Sure.
Too much.
Yeah.
214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Live Burleson Nissan 35 and where, Bo?
Ruh-roh.
Renfro Road. come on out and see us. We'll be here for about another hour, but they're going to be here
All day.
all day. Come on out. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Are you a state fair kind of guy?
So I have been to the state fair many times. I don't know if I just don't have time this year.
Yeah.
But I like the state
Do you?
fair though. Yeah. Yeah.
Hadn't been in a long time.
Yeah. If you're in the mood for a tractor, a mobile home, or a hot tub, that's the place to go.
My brother texted me. He said they went out there the other day, $600 to go to the state
Oh
fair.
wow.
My
Yeah.
brother spent $5.
He said
Actually-
it was
And they-
him. There was 2 couples and their kids.
Wow.
He goes, we spent over $600.
Yeah.
He said the corn dog's $10, 10
Wow.
tickets for a corn dog.
Actually, I have I have one of those purple mattresses at home, and the reason I know about the
You like
purple
that?
mattress is because of the state fair.
You bought it there.
No, I didn't buy it there. And
But you
honestly, I
learned
was
about
kind of
it
weird
there.
about laying on it there because I'm like everyone else. But I did that's where I saw it and I loved it, and that's what I have.
Part of the
You
reason
like it?
I don't go is I almost
Yeah.
bought a hot tub there one
You
time.
did? Yeah.
I'm afraid to go.
You know, I remember when I was there and I sold more cars from the state fair. I was
Yeah.
working it. And then they came in one year and said, no salespeople allowed. And they had all the pretty girls on the
Yeah.
turntables.
Yeah.
And anytime you ask them, well, when is this? I don't know. I'm just here to describe it.
Yeah.
You couldn't get an answer.
Yeah.
Well, next thing you know, they started letting salespeople, well, here's the deal. You can't get their information, but you can give them a card.
Yeah.
I mean, they had all these rules and
Yeah.
regulations where I think the state fair, man,
It used to be.
house.
I mean, that's where everybody went to go see cars.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a big attraction,
No,
really.
I think they still have a tremendous car show, but there's nothing being debuted. There's nothing new
Yeah.
at the state fair anymore,
I
like
know,
there
that's the thing,
used to
I
be.
think.
Yeah.
You didn't have your, what they call the cars that they would design, but they never went to market. The
Like the prototypes.
prototype.
Yeah.
And I remember the coolest thing that I ever saw was they had a Ford Aerostar,
Mhm.
and you hit a button and the windows automatically tinted. And then they had a deal where you could type in and it lit up on the back of the
Oh, I like that.
Aerostar.
Yeah.
Well, then somebody figured out how to change things up and they were typing not so nice things
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
But they had a company from Italy that had this product in the glass where you would push a button and it would tint the window, but the price on it was just so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to a guy from one of the manufacturers, and he said, we don't even have time to mess with prototypes because of the pressure we're having
Yeah.
from the government to do
Well,
what we're doing.
and our model cycle has sped up so much. You know, they're redesigning cars every 3 to 4 years now. I mean, so that wasn't the case.
And it was
for a long
5
time.
years.
Yeah.
They'd announce on the fourth
5
year,
to-
get it on the
5
fifth or
to
sixth.
7. You
Yeah.
know, but the cycle has sped up a lot now.
I can't go to the state fair anymore because I can't take my weapon anymore.
They blocked you.
They block.
Yeah.
They won't let you
First
take it.
time ever, they blocked
First
the.
time.
I thought he was suing for that. The attorney general. Or,
Yeah, he lost.
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now there's a big thing they're saying here in the next
okay.
couple of years, if they don't figure out a way that that property and everything is going for sale, it's bankrupt. And I said they're not going to let that
Well,
happen.
I mean,
They've been
first of all,
in 1868.
wasn't her name Laura Miller?
Yeah.
Because that's where the Cowboy Stadium would be.
Right. I was
sitting,
going to
you
say
know.
Dallas is not always
Yeah,
a
she
great-
hooched
the
good
pooch on that
decisions.
I mean,
deal.
I'm fine without a gun at the state fair. It's just, fair park around and parking
Yeah.
and stuff that
Well,
I
that's
felt
part of
like
the
I would
problem.
need it.
I was
but,
telling him
yeah.
we used to go there and we used to park inside because we had
Yeah.
the leader pass.
Yeah.
But I remember on the news one year, these guys that were dressed real nice, they had signed valet parking, and they were taking
they're
the keys
stealing them.
and shagging
Yeah,
them.
I mean, of course, I don't blame them, but the people that live over there and they're parking people in their front yards for $50, I mean, I'd be doing that too, probably. But,
Well, I went
yeah.
to the TCU game about 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
I guess, and they,
Yep.
going down there,
no
all these-
parking at all. for
no
that
parking
place.
there.
Yeah.
You have to park in people's yards.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah. I
But
would
it was cool. It was on a
you
couple.
probably, you probably
just
shouldn't
that,
admit
You know,
about TCU right now.
the cost
I know.
It-
Still
is
love
just
it.
They
unbelievable.
cursed themselves because of Patterson.
I
They
think so.
owed that guy better. He
I-
put them on the map,
I
and they
know.
shoot him to the curb.
I
They
know.
cursed
That
themselves.
was crazy.
And now he's
he's with Texas.
yeah, but he's a personnel coordinator.
Yeah.
Or I thought he went to a Baylor.
No. He.
It-
Well,
it
I don't
was
know where
Texas.
he's
He
at
went to the
now.
Longhorns
He
for a
was
while.
the defensive assistant at the Longhorns. I don't know if he's still doing that or not.
He's now he's a personnel coordinator for some school. You
Yeah.
know what? TCU, if they were to bring him back, that place would light up like a Christmas
boy,
tree.
the-
or didn't they owe him better to say, hey, listen,
Yeah.
we want to make you the honorary. You
Something.
carry the flag out, and you help us. You help us get the new coach, and you
Make him
I don't
AD
know.
something.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I
yeah.
know. Well, they're not having a good situation.
Oh,
They-
no.
They
Well,
are.
maybe they'll hire another coach from SMU. They're doing better.
Yeah. Well, they got all that guaranteed money.
Yeah.
You know, that they're paying Dykes. I mean,
Yeah.
even if they let him, kind of like the what's his name from A&M,
Oh,
you know, 100 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
They when they gave him the boot, they owed him 59 million.
Isn't it like that's like Kevin Sumlin, right? And he's still getting paid. No, that was Kevin Sumlin was before
LSU.
Before the dude that came from Florida or whatever.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, I remember he goes, he's got the voice, and he said, "Yeah, they told me we got to give you 14 million." He goes, "Where's the door?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anytime anyone wants to pay me $14 million not to show up, I'm in.
Yeah, great stuff. Hey, we're here. Burleson Nissan, one of the great sponsors, family owned and operated. I've always said makes a difference because Justin Crane's right here on the showroom floor.
Every
He's
day.
not hidden up in the tower. You can knock on his door. Hey, want to take a look at a vehicle and just get it. What are you driving out there?
That's Armada.
Huh.
Yeah.
I couldn't say it's actually blocked because you got the other black vehicle, the hands-free driving.
Yeah, sometimes. No, we sold it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we sold it.
Huh.
Yeah.
No more.
Tyler, what's his name? Tyler that played for the Cowboys. Tyler Gout.
Yeah.
Yeah, he bought it.
Really?
Yeah. Just picking it up on Tuesday. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm supposed to tell. I just did. So.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully, we won't get.
Yeah.
Any...
I mean, hopefully he's focused on other things this weekend. But yeah.
Yeah. No
got a pretty good
doubt
game
it.
tomorrow. So.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one out there, Jerry World.
Did you put your money on them?
No.
You just never know.
No. You know what? I was supposed to go to the Pittsburgh game with Will.
Yeah.
And I had a buddy
I had a friend there
that I was taking him.
Yeah.
And at 12:01, the day of the draft, you buy the tickets.
Yeah.
So I bought 2 tickets, booked the hotel and everything. And I gifted him and his brother the trip. And we had a situation here that I had to take care of. And so I turned on the game. They had that massive rain delay. He said, "Buddy, you would not believe how hard it rained."
Yeah.
And you know,
it looked like a waterfall. I mean, on the
Theater
steps.
Stadium, you know, they turn off all the lights and they play the big ramp up music. He said they didn't do any of that. I said, so that's the reason you lost. The Cowboys half their team starters were gone. And you still got beat. The greatest pass rusher.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know. I love Dak. I'm a big Dak fan.
You are?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You think he's worth $250 million?
I mean, that's just the market for a quarterback. He was going to get it here. He was going to get it somewhere.
Well, I wish it'd have been somewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't. I think he's a good leader. I think if he didn't play for the Cowboys, he's a top 3 to 5 quarterback in the league. But the expectations here are just so high.
Yep. I think he's the second coming of Tony Romo. When you go back, everybody said Staubach had the best numbers. And that's true.
Yeah.
Danny White had better numbers. Staubach didn't get to the dance.
Yeah.
Romo didn't get to the dance. Dak's not going to get to the
there.
dance.
He's going to get there.
You got Fran Tarkenton.
Jerry said we're all in.
That's right. I forgot.
Yeah. I mean, not on running backs or receivers or anything else, but we're all in on something
this year.
Yeah.
They couldn't afford Derrick Henry, but now they can't afford that.
Next year he'll come out with the old, in with the new. I mean, he's going to have a new slang. So as far as Nissan, there's a lot of scuttlebutt on what Nissan's doing. That the Pathfinder's fixing to go away. The Altima's gone.
No, Pathfinder's not
gone. All this stuff that was, I was getting all these emails. Hey, find out what's coming in that you can talk about.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. So, first of all, nothing's going away right now. I think there's some long-term plans. Ultima, the last year on the books for Ultima is 2026, but that doesn't mean anything. It could be a new Ultima coming. They're trying to figure out which way this electric thing is going to go.
Let me ask you about Ultima. This is what blew me away. I remember you guys were kicking butt with the $25 Ultima program to order it.
Yeah.
Why did they stop?
Well, I mean,
because your numbers boosted.
Yeah,
I mean, they really boosted.
Again,
you had that concierge program for the Ultima.
Yeah, but I mean, if you think about this, though, the industry shifted. Forever and ever, number 1 selling car in the world was Toyota Camry, number 2 Ultima, and number 3 Accord. Well, that's not the case anymore. The number 1 selling car in America now, Nissan Rogue. So we switched from cars to big SUVs. I mean, we made our living on Ultima for all these years, but now it's kind of shifted. The crazy thing is it's kind of shifting back. I don't know, all these, we had the Gen X and then whoever comes after Gen X, but these younger folks are kind of going back to sedans. And so I think there's a big thing. So these are the new things coming though. Brand new Kicks is already here.
Yep.
Just an absolutely stunning car. This is the perfect SUV for a young SUV drivers.
Less than, and I've always talked about what the average, when you're looking at 27,245 this morning, was the average pre-owned finance. You can buy a brand new 2025 Kicks for less.
Yes. 27 granted would be less than the average price of my used car inventory right now. Kicks is going to be stunning. We can't wait. next month, new Armada will be here. Everyone's already seen it because it's QX80 that's already
Right.
out, but new Armada is coming a little bit different. We're going to have a Pro 4X edition. It's going to be a wait list. I've already got a couple people waiting for it. It is going to be, stunning. It is going to be so exciting to have a relevant full-size SUV again. That is just going to crush it. And then after Armada will be brand new Murano. And Murano is a significant brand. Or a significant nameplate to Nissan. We were the very first in 2013 to go to a crossover SUV. And if everybody remembers, it was orange and everyone's like, Nissan's lost their mind. This car's never going to make it. And look, they set the trend for crossover SUVs. And so new Murano is coming. It is stunning. It is, the Japanese will be offended, but it is very European looking. It is short. It is fat. It is big wheels. It's small window in the back. It is going to be a stunning car. I can't wait for it. So we're really excited. Then in February, all new Sentra's coming, all new body style. Sentra's number 2 or number 3 selling car we have. It's a very successful car line, a great entry car, a great car, all new body style.
And there's another price point less than what the average used car sells.
Just a great car. In what you get on it, it's just tremendous. So all new Sentra is coming, so that's really exciting. And then later in 2025, all new Rogue is coming, new body style Rogue. I believe it'll be a 26, but it is coming. We love Rogue. I mean, Rogue is
your Rock Edition is doing well.
So yes, I owe a lot of people an apology on that deal because we had Rock Creek Pathfinder does well. It's great looking. They said we're gonna have a Rock Creek Rogue. I'm like, really? I'm like, what? And so then this car comes off the truck, literally off the truck. And I'm like, what is that? And they go, oh, that's a Rock Creek Rogue. I'm like, oh, it's stunning. And so now all of my managers, but one, they're all driving them. They love these cars.
Yeah.
Like it is a stunning, rugged looking small SUV.
The thing about what Nissan is doing, and I've always said it, you have a totally redesigned vehicle. If you took the badging off, you wouldn't know what it was. That's a totally redesigned vehicle.
This Rock Creek is just stunning. And now I think that it's going to demand for it is just going to be greater and greater, and then maybe it becomes something more. Maybe it becomes, because right now it's about a mid-level, maybe it's going to come a more luxury. I don't know, but it's a stunning car that we can't keep them. I told you my friends from Grandview buying one right now.
Do you think the best way to release a vehicle is with rebates, APRs, or lease programs?
It's a really good question. So if you lived in the Northeast part of the country, you would say, well, we need a lease program. And if you lived out in California, you say, no, we need some rebate. And if you lived in the great state of Texas, we need all three. So it just depends. It also depends on the car. Rolling out a lease on a full-size SUV like new Armada coming, nobody leases those.
Right.
These are family cars. They got 15 kids. They're going to trash the car. They're going to keep it 10 years. That's not a lease.
Well, I
car.
saw also on the big SUVs, the average down payment is anywhere between 40 to 60%.
Yes. Yeah.
So they're buyers.
They're
on the
buyers.
Big SUVs.
So you need a special rate to appeal to them. We'll see. You don't want to introduce any new car with cash on the hood. That's going to affect the value of those cars, which the industry has drastically changed. You don't see as much cash on the hood on any vehicle right now as you did, I would say, pre-COVID. The industry has definitely changed, and because residuals are better and resale values are better. I know a lot of consumers say, man, I wish they'd put a $5,000 rebate on an Altima. That would really help me. Yes, it would.
Yeah, what's going to happen with the Altima you're trading?
Right. It's worth $5,000 less.
Right.
That's exactly how the math works. And so we have to be really careful of that. But we are in an industry that's changing really fast right now, where we have all been living on these special rates, the 1.9, the 2.9, the 3.9, the 5.9. We've been living on these rates. Well, the great Fed and all their retarded wisdom lowered the rate about a year too late. And so rates have started to come down. And there is banks are being very aggressive right now. There are good rates to get in the marketplace again.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. 214-787-1190. You can chime in on the Facebook, YouTube, Shifting Gears, LinkedIn. We're live on all of those. Bo, you look really good today.
Thank you. I got the Big Wheels Body Shop shirt on. Nice.
I like that.
There you go.
That's why.
214-787-1190. Don't go away. Quick break. We'll be right back.
I'm waiting to get my Burleson Nissan shirt.
Yeah, it's funny when you talk to so many people and in these big forums that I've started joining because I'm trying to get into the Texas Auto Riders.
Yeah.
and then there's a couple other ones that I want to get into. And
September's over. We got to change that song.
I know. We need October.
I just
song.
got, hey, how come you're not in any of the, I didn't know this, but they said, how come you're not in any of the radio award stuff like that?
Yeah.
And I didn't realize you got to be a writer and have a show to get nominated.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
What do you mean
I
a
didn't know
writer?
A writer, you're writing automotive news.
Well, you have a newsletter.
Well, that doesn't count. But
He
anyway,
won't put me on the list.
you know, you got to sign up for it.
Bad host.
But you know, the guy goes, I think every time they release a vehicle, they need to have that money on the hood. I'm like, y'all are nuts. You've depreciated a brand new vehicle immediately.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, you're taking away everything about it. And he goes, well, it's not fair that we pay a premium for a new release and then 2 months later there's all this money on the hood. I'm like, that's not true. It doesn't always work.
And it's
that
not
way.
happening that fast anymore.
The only way that it happens 90, 100, 150 days down the road is if it's not selling.
Right. Yeah.
That's the only reason money.
And these manufacturers, you know, like right now, you know, F-150, you can get a $2,500, you know, cash if you finance with Ford Motor Credit.
Right.
You know, so, you know, right now you can get a $1,500 rebate on a Pathfinder if you finance with Nissan Motor Credit. You know, so they're not. These manufacturers have no desire and no taste, and we don't either. Just to start throwing cash at these cars again. You know, and
they don't understand where it's coming from.
Well,
they
that's
just think
exactly
it's
right.
Funny money just out there floating around. It's
and,
not.
You know, if you got to buy a, you know, I remember, you know, people used to tell me, man, if I can't get 20 grand off on a Tahoe, I'm not buying a Tahoe. Oh, okay. Well, first of all, you don't want to. The values, it just doesn't help you. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get mad when you go to trade in, go, hang on, what just happened? Well, you wanted that big money, you got it.
Yeah,
and guess
that's
what?
exactly
It's going to happen. It's going to come from your trade in.
Yep.
So I always tell people, you got to be careful what you wish for.
Sure. Yeah.
And
the
what's
special
gonna come
rates,
true.
these leases are a great way to get the cars into the market.
Yep.
Yeah, a great way. Yeah.
And for the manufacturer, hoping that the dealer is going to get them back for your CPOs and everything, which I just saw this article that came out and they said they're estimating 2 million vehicles not coming back from lease are going to refinance the residuals.
Yeah.
Because of this unknown inflation and everything else.
Yeah, inflation has crushed us. I hope the government's not listening today. I've talked really bad about the government today, but inflation has crushed us. It has crushed car dealers and it has crushed our customers in ways that they don't realize.
If the election goes to Trump, immediately you're going to see things just happening so quickly that's going to benefit the auto industry.
It'll have to be January, but still.
Well, they're going to
February.
They're all betting on the future.
Yeah,
right.
And so you know, like
they'll
his big
change
thing
immediately
is
now.
they know they're going to open that pipeline. They know they're going to start drilling,
Yeah.
and every country that you look at that is energy independent, other than you know the crazy wackadoodlees out there, are doing very, very well, which we did under Trump.
Yeah,
you know, whether you like what he says or not, I'm a bottom line result guy.
Yeah.
You know, I had some salespeople that really rubbed me the wrong way, but boy, they sold me a lot of cars.
It's it's a really, I mean, obviously you got to be so careful with that.
What do we got for lunch today?
I don't know, but everyone's going in there, so it must be good.
But you did good today. Whatever
what
it is, you got the mechanics running for the
I know.
conference room.
They are coming. It is not my favorite. I could tell already because I want Chicken Express every Saturday, but it is not Chicken Express.
You can never go wrong with Chicken Express and a little cup of gravy.
And it is not Pizza Hut. So I don't know what it is, but I feel like it's not going to be good for me.
So what do you like at Chicken Express?
Man, chicken tenders.
Just
I love Chicken
Okay.
Express.
Yeah.
You can ask all my guys here. If I was in charge of lunch every week, what we'd have, and they'd be like Chicken Express.
And they got those little corn fritters that are the bomb.
Oh, look here, we can see. Oh, it's wings. Is it what it is? Wings?
I can't tell.
One of the greatest.
Zeb, what are we having? Wings? Yeah, from Wingstop. Yeah. Hey, that's my newest master tech right there.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah, he moved here from the great state of Florida just
Awesome.
in time
Just in
to
time
escape.
get out of there.
And
Earth,
he
Wind,
is-
and Fire. I got my first kiss from Sonia Thorson in Mid-City Skate Park to this song. She goes, "Could you help me with my skates?" And she reached down and smooched me. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
They were around in the 30s. I just didn't know. I just didn't
That's
know.
my buddy, Gene. 214-787-1190. Once again, I just want to tell you that what's great about my sponsors is having guys like he's tangible. You know, and here's the thing. I always tell people, the way I like to buy cars and the way I instruct them, you want to meet the guy in charge and say hello when you get here.
Sure.
Because, he's the final decision maker on how everything operates in the sales office.
You would think so.
And, well, to a point.
Yeah, to a point.
But meeting the boss up front is always a good thing.
My guys would say, please don't help us work car deals. So I don't quite have that skill like I used to at one time. Because they're like, they'll walk in like, what are you doing working at? Let me do it, sir. Let me take that over.
Yeah.
So
I remember the last dealership when I was general manager going, look, if you get Kurt involved, your commission is going to be nothing.
Yeah.
He goes, Kurt gets right to it, and they're all Kurt's buddies.
Yeah. Well, they know to. Of course, Sean and I've been together.
They say we're from Glenview. Give the car away.
Yeah, 15 years. All I got to do is say, Sean, these are my pokes. He's like, oh yeah, I got him. So yeah,
got him trained right for that, huh?
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Mr. McDavid said, if it gets to me and it's a problem, it's free. If it gets to Kurt, you're getting a small commission.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just the way it worked.
Yeah, that is right.
214-787-1190. Be sure to sign up for the newsletter. It goes out Wednesday, and we're going to be giving you my forecast on what I think this year is going to happen. But I will tell you now, I have 100 right now to date, 148 people waiting for the last week of December.
Yeah, no. The fourth quarter will be the strongest automotive quarter of the year. It will be, and it's happening now. We are, again, 21 days.
You're not shy about posting your discounts, are you?
I will put them out there. Yeah, we're 21 days from this economy turning either way, and honestly, it doesn't matter which way the election goes. The folks were just nervous about it until we get there. And whatever happens, we're going to deal with it, and we're going to keep going.
It'll self-adjust.
Yeah. I think the Feds, now Powell didn't call me, but I do think he will lower rates again later this month. Unemployment is spiked too much. And even though we got a really bad inflation report, but again, the government didn't call me. If the government would stop spending money, we could probably get this inflation under control. But I do think the fourth quarter is going to be great. These manufacturers, they have a little pent-up demand. They've got pent-up inventory. Every month of the year, incentives are better. Incentives are way better in October than they were in September. And Nissan rolled out incentives we know for October and November. They're the same incentives. So we're about to be on a 60-day run here. Another.
What did Ronald Reagan say? Inflation isn't because the American people are spending less.
No,
because the government's spending too much.
Yeah, he said that. Ronald Reagan said it's not that the American people are living too well. It is the government that is living too well is what causes inflation. So
so my big thing is I've been in this industry 36 years now.
Yeah.
And I still think it's the greatest industry to be a part of. These kids, younger people now selling. They have so many tools.
Yeah.
I was telling a guy, he goes, how'd you make a living? He said, did you really sell 49 cars in 1 month? I said, I did.
Off no cards.
Yeah.
No cards in a file.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
I still have a Rolodesk in my office.
Yeah.
And he goes, and my son said, what is that? And I said, what's got all my passwords?
Yeah.
And they said, how did you sell? And I said, I'm working at Dave McDavid, Honda, when Mr. McDavid owned it. There was this place called a mall.
Yeah.
That was really nice. Every manager in there knew me with 100 stores. And I said, here's the deal. People miss work for two reasons. You know what they are?
Sickness, or they don't have a ride to work.
Medical and mechanical.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I says, look, I'm not a doctor.
There's probably another one.
I said, I can't help you with the medical, but I can help you with the mechanical. Out of that mall, in my time there, I sold over 100 cars to employees and people that worked there. Even the people with Firestone that had this massive place behind it. The Murphys. I've taken care of all the Murphys vehicles.
Yeah.
And so I had to do legwork, all the restaurants, everyone. So I'd grab a stack of cards. Back then we had demos.
Yep.
And Mr. McDavid goes, Kurt, I don't understand it. He said, your uplog is 0. I said, I don't take ups.
Right.
He said, what do you mean? I said, I have them all coming in. And so I had a guy named Sammy Gonzalez says, you got to take it to the people, take it to the people. I never understood all these people standing outside waiting on the up bus. And so I had a different mindset. Now these kids with all the technology and all the social media, if they really put their time and effort into it and made the right videos and made the right, my gosh, the auto industry would be so good to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really do. But waiting, I went by one place and it's so funny. 5 salespeople out front. Every one of them had a cigarette in their hand and a cell phone.
Yeah.
I'm going, what are we doing
Yeah.
here? If I had half those tools, not that I would go back and change, because if I change anything, I may not have my wife, my
Right,
kids, and
sure.
everything. But
Yeah.
if I had half those
I know.
tools,
The
I'd have sold 60,
technology.
70
Oh,
cars
yeah.
a month.
The technology is incredible. I sat through a presentation yesterday from a company. They're a software company that says they can take my dealership paperless. And if you've been in a dealership, if you knew the amount of paper we go through here, I'm talking about probably somewhere 40 to 60 cases a month.
Wow.
They say we can go paperless, and it has to do with this technology. Everything is communicated on a tablet, on a phone. It's just stunning.
Would you see the company? It's coming out. The financial was on a 3-fold pad.
Yeah.
And he takes the mouse, and let's say it goes to supplies.
Yeah.
And so instead of having a financial, he brought the pad in the GM, and it opened trifold.
Yep.
And he put the mouse on it, and every category popped on the computer.
I mean,
I'm like,
this thing
cow.
yesterday that we looked at, basically you go to F&I, we hand you a menu, you drag, I want gap. I don't want tire and wheel. I want key. You drag it over, and then it just refigures your payment right there. It's really, technology is going to be stunning. And then, so much of our business is done remotely. Most people still come to finish the car deal on the thing, but they start the deal somewhere else, in their office, and they send their credit over. They want their trade looked at, all these things. And it can be done securely with links and on your phone. Man, it's really, the next 10 years of technology are going to change this business for the better. I can't wait. The last 10 years of technology have been very trying on us because we're half in and half out, and it's really destroyed some of our profit and some things like that.
Yeah, there's been a lot of trial
years,
and error.
Yeah, the next 10 years are going to be really exciting. The dinosaurs that have run dealerships, not people, I'm talking about like the software companies, they're going away, and these new ones are coming, and they're Windows-based. They can run it on a Mac computer.
Right.
We don't have Mac computers here. We can't run stuff on a Mac computer here, but yet we all have Apple phones. So we can't do it on our phone. So, man, I can't wait. I can't wait. Yesterday that we sat through about a 6-hour presentation, I just couldn't believe how great this program was, technology, and what it can help us with. So,
yeah, do you think the personal touch is going away?
No, not at all. Matter of fact, I think this thing it'll increase the personal touch. A lot of times, customer comes in, they buy a car, and they buy the car. It's Kurt Chase, and his wife Melinda, but we're just putting it in Kurt's name. But Melinda, she's the one who always brings it in for service. But every time the mail goes to you, the survey goes to you because it's in her name. This program is going to have me the way I can add her name on there, not on the car deal, but I can add a note in there. Hey, his wife is named Melinda, and she brings a car in every time. Please send the survey to her. She makes it great. I mean, and the same thing, all these parents that co-sign for their kids, but it's the kid's car, then we can change this. We don't have that ability
You're
right
encompassing better recognition for all parties.
And I think it's just going to help. And then, like the service situation. So, we're a medium-sized service department. We'll service about 120 customers a day. Most of them, they're bringing their cars and they're waiting for their oil change or thing like that. But what if, like you bring your car, we tell you, we walk around with you, we get it in the shop, we tell you what's wrong with it, you approve it, you don't approve it, you do it all from your phone, and you pay your bill right there. And then when your car's ready to go, you get a text and say, hey, your car's ready to go in spot number 2. If you need us to go over the ticket with you, please see your advisor.
I get those at some of the places
You know?
I go. It says, get lost. You're not allowed here anymore.
Well, that's a different story. Yeah, it's a different story. Those kind of things are they're spectacular, and, our technology can just get better. So your car can talk to you, and now your car can talk to me. So I know you need an oil change, so I send you a reminder. Hey, don't forget you need an oil change.
So how's your second delivery working for you?
So, right now we're only doing the second delivery on the EVs,
right.
Arias and Leaf.
Would you like to see that on everything?
So it depends.
Would you personally?
Okay, me personally, it depends on the customer, but yes. So what I think is so
I guess
great,
it would involve your PMA. What that?
Right. So what that is all about. So let's say you've been here for 3 hours and you bought a car and you're ready to roll. You get this car, you've had it for a week. You're like, man, what's that button do? I'm not really sure. I don't know what that button does. So this second delivery, they come to your house and they go through the car with you again. And you'd be like, no, I've got that part figured out. Hey, but could you show me this?
Right.
I need to know this. So I think it is great. I think it will improve. There are so many things on the cars that I drive that I don't know how to do. But I also am too proud because I'm a car guy. I won't go ask anyone. But I think it would help people. Not everybody's going to want this.
Right.
You had a Rogue. You bought a new Rogue. You're on your 5th Rogue. I don't need a second delivery on my Rogue. I got
Right.
my Rogue, you know. But some people they do, and as the technology continues to increase, I think it's going to be a really popular thing in the future.
Yeah, all those aha moments when you
Yes.
show them.
Yeah.
214-787-1190. Don't go away. We'll get things all wrapped up live today. Burleson Nissan 35 in Renfro. Come meet Justin
Right.
Crane and the staff. No need to wait till the end of the year. The
Yep.
deals are now. Quick break. We'll be right back. Yeah, I always told the story. I got the new Dodge truck. I'm at Home Depot, and I can't figure out how to do the sliding
Yeah.
window.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "First time truck owner, huh?" And I went,
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes,
he
sir.
goes, "Sir, it's right up here." He opened it. And I was praying he didn't see my business card. And I was like, boy,
So,
oh
you know,
boy.
Everybody knows I have a Corvette, and Sean had a Corvette, and Sean said, "Hey, you ever use that launch mode?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. I don't even have a clue. I don't even know how to do it. I got to look it
I
up
didn't
on
know what
YouTube."
C mode was.
Well, that's your personal mode that
Yeah,
you set.
I didn't
but
know.
I don't know how to launch it. I never have.
I pushed it
I need
waiting
to
for the
get him
car
to
to go
show me, I
quicker or
guess.
something.
Yeah.
The guy goes, "What'd you do?" And I went, "It doesn't do anything." He goes, "Okay, would you like more exhaust? Would
Yeah.
you like?" And I went,
That's
"What do
why
you mean?"
I just like the sound. You know,
Yeah.
that's the only reason I use my Z mode.
I got a new
so-
one coming.
Oh, you do?
I
Yeah.
got the only LT1 in Mysteria Purple
Okay.
coming.
Yeah. I
Pretty
will
cool.
probably wait until 25 because they'll make some change. To 26. I'm hoping that they get rid of these buttons and put everything on the screen and kind of open that up a little bit.
That's
so
what I
there-
heard. Is they're going to move.
Yeah.
They're going to adjust the size of the seating somehow,
Yeah.
and everything will go to
Oh
touchscreen.
man. I mean, listen. I know. I mean, I love Nissan. Nissan's my first love and my only love. But man, that I love that car. That is
Yes, I
such
said,
a special car.
I had one ordered in that medium red. I forgot what they called
Yeah.
it. And he goes, "Hey, they got Mysteria Purple." And I went, "Well, let me."
Yeah.
And he goes, "But they're only doing an LT2 3." I went, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
Because I like just the Stingray,
Yeah.
the LT1.
Yeah.
And so Mark Welch
Yeah.
made a phone call and he goes, "They're going to build it for you." I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
"That's what I'm talking about."
Yeah.
I got the purple
Yeah.
calibers with the black interior, but
Yeah. So I have a white one, but I have the red dipped, and because that's to me that is what real Corvettes look like back
Yep.
in the day, and I love that car. Yeah. It's a
yeah,
really
if you
special
had,
car.
it was white and red.
That's right.
I mean, there was some cars that just stood out. There were silver
Yep.
and white were the two standout.
So they have for 25, they have some great new colors coming.
They
The
do.
purple, the orange. They have this the gray that's similar to our gray here. So they got some great
And
colors.
they changed the
coming.
yellow where this new yellow looks really
It
good.
is. It is
The one
metallic.
before.
It's got some. It's like a bass boat yellow.
Yeah.
So it's shiny. But yeah, I'm a big fan. Big
Yeah,
fan
one of
them.
your managers drives that blue one. That's
Yeah,
good rig.
Yeah, he sold it actually. He probably. I think he wants to. I think he's on the list for an E-ray.
Yeah.
So
Big radio star.
did you quit? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, good.
Is that his wife?
No, that's his daughter.
His daughter.
Yeah, but I'm sure he appreciate you thinking he's that young. So yeah, that is his daughter. She just
So he had
graduated
a-
from.
He sell his Corvette?
He did, yeah, he did. He wants to get he's on the list for an E-ray. Yeah.
So it's
So
electric front,
Yeah.
gas to the rear.
so he had a 2020, and he wants to get a newer one. So yeah,
Yeah, they're building a whole lot less this year.
yeah,
A lot
which
less.
I'm okay with because it helps keep the value intact with them.
When you told me there was 20,000 less vets being built, I'm
Yeah.
like, thank you.
Yeah, and then
Mark will say
'cause
strong on
people
them.
always say, "Oh man, are you going to get a Z06 or the new Z? What is it? What do they call them? The new one, the one that's kind of 1,000 horsepower? I forget what it's called. The Z. I forgot what it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, because first of all, I need to stay alive. A lot of people depend on me. But second of all, like, what else? What are you going to do? Like, that car is so fast now. I can't even imagine.
It's a
I mean,
Z06R.
yeah. I can't imagine what you need more.
1,025
Yeah, what do you
horsepower.
need it for? I don't know what are you going to do with that.
Yep.
So-
I remember my
That
daughter,
put
she came
yourself in an
over.
early grave.
That's exactly right.
My
Yeah,
daughter
that's
says,
exactly right.
"Dad, can I drive the Corvette?" And I had a Laguna Blue, but it was C7.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Amanda, you don't know how to drive."
Yeah.
She drove it up to the end of the street. Next thing you
Yeah.
know, she walks in the house and she goes, "You need to go get the car." I'm like, "Amanda Marie, I am no longer." No. It scared me. I went, "Good,
Yeah.
give me
Yeah.
the keys," because
Yeah.
if you don't know how to handle that car,
Yeah.
especially when you put on track mode
Yeah.
and now you're the owner,
Yeah.
it's a
I
whole
think-
different
I
experience.
probably told you this story before, but one of the greatest experiences I've ever had is when I had to get GTR certified. Nissan's test track is out in Arizona. And so we flew out to Arizona. They put you in the track. You got two tracks, the big lap track, and then you have the track. And you do the stop
Swerving in
and go
and out
track.
and all
Man, it's
that,
just
yeah.
amazing. Just amazing. And then you get on the big track. And they have professional drivers, and they drive you first 2 laps. He got it up to about 210, 220.
Wow.
and then it's my turn to drive. And they're running inches from each other. They communicate and stuff like that. Then we get the thing, and to pass my certification, I had to get above 170. And everyone who's listening, they're like, "Oh, that'd be no problem for me." Let me tell you what. First of all, riding at 210. Amazing, but these are really professional drivers, and it's my turn. And he's like, "Hey, listen, you have to get over 170." He said, "But you're not going to get up to 150, 160 unless you get the draft on the back of this car. You gotta." And I'm like, "Man, I have never sweated so much in my life." But I mean, I finally did a 178 was what I topped out at, and it's just, man, that car, a GTR, man, that is a very special car.
Yeah, I got rid of my last Corvette because I couldn't get over 140.
Yeah,
and the guy comes up and he goes, "Well, I'll buy the car." He goes, "What's the problem?" I said, "It won't go over 140." He goes, "I don't give a flip about." Okay, well, here's your deal. You get a free transmission, and congratulations, you're an owner. But I'm with the Lone Star Corvette Club, so we get to go to TMS.
Yeah,
and you get to take as many laps you want for the day.
I need to be invited.
It's phenomenal. But here's the deal: the guy goes, "Did you bring extra tires?" And he goes, "What?" And he goes, "Because all these people with all these new Corvettes, they don't realize at the end of the day they're going to need new tires."
So, well, that's part of the issue too. So I have run flats, which is I think is what 3LTs come with, and you have to take those off. You will run through a run flat on a track. You got to buy the track tires.
Well, they have a company out there that'll swap the tires out for you.
Yeah,
and then when you're done, they'll put your run flats on there.
And they say you'll run through some bricks pretty quick too.
Especially driving 130 miles.
Yeah, we did 3 stages. They had the Z06, and then they had the Stingrays and the Classic.
Yeah,
and I'll never forget it. There was a lady in our Lone Star Corvette Club. She was 84 years old in a Z06.
Yeah,
and so the pace car, which is a Camaro, takes off. You can't pass it. So everybody's on the same radio frequency, and I went, "Let her go, let her go, let it go," and waiting for the pace car to go in. Then they go, now. Well, this lady wouldn't speed up. And so they had, where they're communicating or going, "Hey, would somebody tell that old battle axe to get out of the way?" Well, they don't know she can hear them.
Yeah.
Well, we get into pit row, and they only let out 16 cars at a time. And she goes, "Who wants to mess with an old battle axe?" I was like, "Oh my gosh!" But anyway, it's a great day, and we do a lot of charity runs, and there's over 600 members. I'll send you the link.
I'm trying really hard to get a GTR. It's the last year GTR. I'm trying really hard to get one.
And you won't let me drive that one either.
We'll see. I would really like that one personally, but I would love to put a GTR in these Vets and the Z on a track. I would just love to. We've been talking. I got 2 friends that got Vets, and we keep saying we're going to rent the Crescent track and put them on the track. But
we got that other track out there at off of 820. I'm trying to think where you can go out and drive. You can pick out they have all the high end cars. And you can pick them out.
Yeah. I'd much rather drive somebody
else. On the
else's.
other side of Benbrook.
Yeah.
And my boys bought me for Father's Day, and I got to drive the Ferrari, the Lamborghini, the GTR, and the Mercedes AMG.
Wow.
And you get 5 laps, and you got a professional driver, and then on the other side they got the drag strip.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible.
Wow.
And so my son, he was sitting there watching me. They were in the bleachers, and the guy goes, "Sir, get your helmet." He goes, "What?" And I slowed down, and I was in the Acura
the NSX.
Yeah. And that was the best handling one out of all of them. Absolutely incredible. I got that to 140.
Wow.
And he goes, "What's the deal?" He goes, "Well, your dad bought you some laps." My son just went nuts. But anyway, I'll send you that.
Yeah, that's cool. I'd love to do that.
Place to go. Hey, we're here today live. I can't tell you enough that don't wait. The 148 people that are on my list and growing, going, "Kurt, we know that they're going to have to really dump." And here, one thing I want to clarify before we go. Justin doesn't have to beat the tax man. He has to beat the floor plan interest.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks January 1, you got to pay millions in taxes. Well, there's still cars coming.
We've already paid it, thankfully.
Yeah.
But,
and they're coming, and they have to get rid of them as they come through. Not so much, everybody doesn't buy 1,000 cars and go, "Okay, well, we got the whole year to get rid of them." It doesn't work that way.
And also remember, too, these manufacturers have been very reserved in production for the year. There is not going to be a huge incentive dump in December. I'm not telling people that deals will not be better in December. I'm just saying there will not be a huge incentive dump because everyone has paced themselves. They're much better at that than they used to be.
Well, in the last 3 months, you went from a inventory new car 3.1. Now you're at 272 and lowering. And so it's kind of stabilizing itself. So there's no reason to dump a bunch of cars on the dealers.
And you need to be really careful too, because right now the strike has been I don't know, they put it off. If these dock workers went on strike, that would drastically affect the auto industry. We got to be really careful about that. And some things that might, are out of our control that could drive prices up by the end of the year. You just don't know. You just don't know what is coming.
Yeah. Bet on today, not tomorrow.
That's right. The Middle East breaks out in war and the price of oil goes through the roof and the price of cars. You just don't know. You just don't know. You got to be careful. Deals are good now. Rates are getting better every day by the banks. It's a good time to buy.
I want to thank everybody for joining us. Remember, for all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, go to theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. All you got to do is leave me your name and number. I'll give you a call. We'll hook you up with Justin and get you over here to make sure your Nissan needs are taken care of. Have a great day. Remember, turn off those electronics. Get reconnected. Tell that person you love them. We're not guaranteed tomorrow, but have a great day today. Thanks for joining us here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Bo?
Great show as always, brother.
All right, brother.
And you, good to
Thank
see you
you.
after
Thank
what?
you.
I've
Yes.
been 9 months?
That's been a while.
I wish I could do my hair like that.
Well, last time you were here, I was out of town.
We gotta go.
Gotta go.
Oh, we got to run.
Yeah,
Have
go.
a great day. Bye.